Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next session of the Mariguard Mercenaries. Before we get into the session and what we have planned for today, let's go ahead and give one of our players an opportunity for a point of inspiration by giving us a recap of what happened last time. Emily, I believe you volunteered, so go for it.
I have. The seas are getting fucking rough out here, y'all. We started the session by fighting a giant fucking crab that came up right before our last watch. The one crab quickly became several fishy dudes that had very awful spears that could like make you bleed such that you could not heal until you stopped bleeding, which was very scary. Um, and in addition to which, there were several other still giant but smaller than the first one crabs. We also discovered that there was apparently no size limit to the pushback of Eldritch Blasts, which was pretty funny. Um, and a lot of us were caught off guard without their armor, which meant that Renata, slight waif that she is, kind of ran upstairs on deck and was sort of commented upon by a couple of other people. We also learned that Arya, even though she sleeps in light armor, she does sleep in her armor. And so she had to succeed and barely succeeded her constitution check because of Renata's bless. Spring didn't have armor, but is an armorer, and so kind of like Iron Man assembled her armor in the first turn of her action, which was she was running onto the deck and assembling her armor, and that she completely failed to notice that any of her party members thought that was cool. Um, Reminder for the boat actions: we cannot flank or be flanked. However, at any kind of movement that we move is basically on the boat. You don't have to 5 feet of movement. Will kind of get you anywhere. Naga asked for Vespa's help, and we discovered that Vespa, in addition to being a cute helper animal, is also a huge ass fucking constrictor snake that constricted the giant crab. It was very scary and cool. One of the fish monsters died, and Guy heard some human voices whispering in a ghostly fashion while that happened, which was interesting, um, considering that there are no actual ghosts on the sea. Um, and the fishy dudes had the spears that bled, which were difficulty. I learned, useful to me, that Spring can hit with her gauntlets on a bonus action, which was cool. And in a weird way, Spring kept being I think 3 times Renata's bless made the difference between Spring hitting and not hitting, and that was very frustrating to Spring. Anti-religious Spring. Aaron cast Hunger of Hadar for the first time, which was deeply cool, especially because he kept blasting the monsters kind of into it, but also was a little confusing for the teammates because it was just this maw of tentacles that looked kind of also like a sea creature. Um, Renata, having worked on the what sorcerer feat was it? Was it meta magic something feat? Used her spell slots for that, and so she was basically empty of spells the whole fight. But she had this huge ass warbow that she used to kill a crab, and she also her channel divinity also came in clutch and healed a bunch of people. Especially particularly, I think Arya was down a whole bunch of hit points for a minute. Um, Aaron, at one point, jumped off of the boat so he could blast the crab into Hunger Hadar, which was a very cool, was super effective, but also meant that he was in the water, and it became clear he was not a particularly effective swimmer. Just on the heels of that, Scythe pole vaulted into the water, which looked extremely cool, but also presumably was to maybe help Aaron out. And then Spring jumped in after to punch something, but also to kind of rescue her hapless friends with her air bubbles. Knowing that she had the cloak of the manta ray, but also she was big mad and just jumped off the boat because everyone was doing it. Guy and Naga Guy and our captain were pretty flabbergasted by that bit of buffoonery. Spring did nat 20 her swim check. The fight ended soon after, and Spring was okay in the water, but Aaron and Scythe both rolled nat ones for their swim checks, and basically got sucked away by the current. However, Spring was able to cast Air Bubble on both of them, which is not concentration and lasts 24 hours, and that kept them from drowning essentially. Um, Spring tried to swim after them, and Ramada kind of volunteered to also jump in the water, but was tied off first, and so was Spring. However, they quickly kind of got to the end of the rope tether. Guy also has been using dancing lights in very interesting fashion to kind of use as a flare. And so we kind of got in this difficulty where we had two of our comrades kind of far away from us and floating into the current. We were pulled down deeper into the four people that are off the boat were pulled down deeper into the current and into the water that was kind of saturated with bandesite, which interestingly floated around Scythe, and she kind of like stored it like you would store energy, and she restored a couple of hit dice, and that was cool. Spring and Renata reached the end of the rope tether with no sign of their comrades, and Spring insisted on swimming ahead because she had the cloak, and like made her multi-tool give her dancing lights also that she could signal if she was in trouble, which she immediately got into because she also got caught in the current and it was unclear if she could get back. Meanwhile, Arya and Guy and Naga were sort of like, what are we gonna do? And Naga kind of convinced Arya and Guy to go down in the diving bell to rescue them. Thank you, guys. We would not have gotten out otherwise. Spring got caught in the current and became aware that the concentration of bandesite would probably lead to like crazy shit happening down here. And when it became clear she couldn't get out by herself, she sent off the flare, which gave Guy some time to sort of like navigate the bell and also to send up his own flare so the ship could kind of bring them a little bit closer to help our positioning. That was really useful. Scythe and Aaron, meanwhile, kind of like touched down to the bottom of the bay, not too far away from a big-ass sleeping giant dragon turtle, this vicious turtle creature that was currently asleep but like literally eats ships, so terrifying. Scythe nosed it first and tried to help Aaron edge away, and Aaron, worried for Scythe's life, literally made another deal with his patron to make sure that if the worst happened, Scythe would basically be bamfed back to her friends, and Aaron would just like immediately do not pass go, proceed to his like eternal life that he had promised Turn in the hells. And literally right after he signed this contract, the spotlight of the diving bell appeared and his friends came and rescued him, and he in turn had like a little conversation beforehand about like trust and trusting his friends to like see him through stuff instead of just murdering himself. Arya also was it had an incredibly clutch like ghost question mark moment that seemed like it was more like of a memory, like a ghost memory than an actual ghost. And saw the kind of memory of a person whose ship had been crushed by the jaws of a dragon turtle and was sort of able to like direct Guy such that the diving bell stopped before they hit anything, and also Renata was able to cut the lights, see the dragon turtle in time and cut the lights such that the dragon turtle did not wake up, thank goodness, saving all of our lives. We got out without disturbing the turtle, but it was a really near thing. And then we had a very deep convo on the way back in the diving bell where Aaron admitted to the new contract with Scythe, and Scythe was kind of like, yo, you don't get to make that decision for me. Like, I already died once. And we kind of talked a little bit about like agency and the ideas of Aaron not having any value. Guy hilariously said, how many souls you got, brother? Which was deeply fucking funny. Finally, we talked to, he said that he was going to talk to Renata about it, but not now. But she is excited to have that conversation. And then Arya was also very upset and kept talking about, like, he's going to be miserable in 1,000 years because she talked about the library ghosts and how they all seemed pretty miserable too. Scythe also admitted to all of us that she had been murdered and asked Arya if there's a way that she can maybe like commune with the ghost of her past self or something like that. And Arya was unsure if it kind of worked like that, especially since Scythe has sort of been like her spirit sort of like now exists in another body. But Guy applauded Scythe for not treating Arya like kind of a weird kid and like treating her gifts like they're normal. And Guy once again apologized for Aaron once again apologized for that like kind of foot in mouth moment from a couple sessions ago when he kind of like didn't treat her quite in the way that Guy thought was adequate. Scythe then told us that like she saw fish on the way down that were kind of like looping in time as if they were like caught in a loop of a memory. And that snagged on Spring's memory of the fragments that we fought at the beginning of this campaign, our first fight against the ghosts, and how they were like echoes that were stuck in the water. Naga then gave us all a talking to for jumping off the boat and kind of made us promise not to do that anymore because we're assholes. And Aaron offered to try to see the world. He has this like gaze of two minds feature, and was saying like it must be lonely to kind of view the world as you do, and sort of offered to use that feature to help Arya feel less alone. And she sort of said that she didn't really feel that way, but like she tried to kind of explain to him that like if she'd been able to talk to the ghosts in the library, he'd understand, because usually the ghosts were kind of her friends, and it really just seemed like they were miserable this time. And it was pretty clear, the subtext was pretty clear that like Arya didn't want that for Aaron. On their watch, Arya and Guy discussed a place. Discussed the place that they were from at some point. I think what they said was Ember Hollow, but I might have I didn't know how to write that. Hollow, maybe Ember Hollow, yeah. Um, and Arya was saying that like they hadn't been there for a long time, and that sometimes kind of said that that was why she steals sometimes, because maybe she would, if she gets enough coin, they could maybe go back. But Guy did not seem like he had a place there, and like it was a place that he could go back to, and didn't really answer the question about whether he wanted to go back or not. But it hints that there was some reason why they left together. And Guy was initially kind of like a little horrified by the idea of Arya haunting him if she died, and then immediately came around to it. But said that like he would not haunt her because he's got somewhere to be, which is maybe related to the fact that he worships a god. Yeah, right. They gossiped a little bit about their party members, about like how weirdly small Renata was, and how Guy said her armor weighs more than I do, and how Spring's armor like got on so quickly. Guy said that that was hot, but it wasn't professional to flirt. And Guy said that Arya was sort of like, she's nice, and Guy was like, she's kind, but she's not nice. And then they observed that Arya mentioned that Aaron had apologized to her and is trying to get better, and they kind of Guy talked about him as they need a teammate, not a martyr. And he was like, I'm kind of into this mission now, and I want to succeed so we can all eat pancakes again, which is honestly like an A+ reason to want to finish a mercenary mission. Arya then kind of worried that the captain was mad at her, and Guy was like, look, you were, quote, born to a life of importance, and so I don't think you realize that most people don't think about you, which is very interesting kind of like subtext into whatever that backstory is. And Arya wanted to help Scythe, but wasn't sure how to do that. But maybe we could figure out how to investigate how she died. And Guy was like, that would be cool, but it's not really our business. I guess we'll see what happens. And then in the morning, after we hit the long rest button, we were awoken by happy bells and a tiny catamaran with sails of bed sheets, because Psychophantom is in town.
Yeah.
The name.
Psychophantom is
in the neighborhood.
Is here. Yes. So all of you are awoken by nonsense. The sounds of musical chimes and ringing bells. And those of you who are up on the deck can see an individual inside this, what looks like a cart, literally strapped onto a dinghy, floating alongside next to the boat. And inside it, the slats are open. You see there are all sorts of wares hanging off the sides of these open doors that look into the actual cart. And there is a bronze-skinned, dark-haired man with a wide, wily curved mustache who's looking out with a wide smile. And as he looks at you all, looking out over the deck, he looks up at you all and he says, "Oh, greetings, delectable adventurers! I am Psycophantom, sailor of sails and purveyor of peculiars. May I interest you in wares that sparkle, dazzle, and occasionally do absolutely nothing of consequence?"
Hey, Echo, how seaworthy is this craft?
Doesn't look very.
And how far away are we from any land?
You're not close at all.
This guy's a fucking demon.
How does it get out here?
You don't know. It seems questionable. You've been on some rough seas already. Seas with waves and wakes that would likely have tilted this little dinghy. And the cart on top, clearly it looks top heavy. Like it's about to tilt over at any moment, but it doesn't.
If I look at Captain Naga, how's he taken this?
He's leaning over the rails, looking down at him, and you look over at him. He has a look of absolute puzzlement. on his
Okay.
face.
So
Seems like
same.
the correct-
Okay.
Yeah, it's the correct response to Psychophantom.
Yeah, that is the right
Puzzle.
answer to this guy. Well.
Hello, sir.
Oh,
Got a
hello!
lot of customers out here.
No.
This is a strange place to prevail to sell one's wares.
Oh, you are the curious, the courageous, and perhaps the coinless. Come closer. Come take a look through your plums.
What you got?
Oh, many things. Remember, don't eat anything. I didn't specifically have you in a dream. But first, I have many rings, and it looks as though you have room on your shoulders for a new cloak.
You have just a cloak, but we shouldn't eat it.
Why would you eat the cloak?
I mean, yeah, you shouldn't eat
Does
it.
this
Oh,
guy
no.
does this guy look like an artificer to me?
No.
Can I like
Not at all. He looks like a carny. He has like bright yellow, orange, and blue clothes with like very overinflated, poofed out shoulders and arms. They look like silks, but they look clean, but they don't look like they're perfectly sewn together. Everything of this guy looks like a
on
parody.
baby.
Huh?
I'm imagining
all
like
want that?
water on a baby.
Uh-huh.
All of you can be awake if you want. You all can be experiencing this. I don't care.
You'd hear these bells. Come get
Sure.
these bells.
Can we get a sense of his what species he is? Is he a human? Is he?
So
It's hard to tell. Is he like guy?
like it's humanoid, clearly. Kind of a bronze skin, like makes you think of like a Tridonian, a native.
Okay.
But
his ears visible.
yeah, they're pointy,
Okay.
but they're not like they're longer than like an elf's ears, maybe, or like they're just long elf's ears.
Do you have healing potions?
I have potions.
Do you have Banasite?
What would I want with that? Useless powder.
Spring scowls.
Would you like some grapes?
Some grapes?
Grapes.
Yeah.
Like the fruit?
These are special grapes.
What
Didn't
do
you
they
just
do?
tell us not to eat anything you didn't give us in a dream?
Are these eatable grapes?
I suppose. That's not what I designed them for, and I did say that. Yes,
Wait, what did you design them
not
for?
in the
Are
dream.
you
My what?
are you a fae? You told us not to eat your food, and now you're
No.
offering us food.
They are so boring. And he like holds up this little pouch of grapes, and you see it says on the pouch, "Grapes of Wrath."
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
What do they do?
They give you wrath.
Do they
There
make you
are.
wrath?
So he holds them up to you, and there's a little note. It says, "When thrown, deal 1d4 damage and shout obscenities in Sylvan."
Oh.
How much for the bag?
Oh my god.
What do you have?
Oh, he's a barterer.
Oh, I can already shout in Sylvan.
But
Wait, is
can
it Sylvan?
grapes
Never
do
mind.
it for you?
Never mind, I can't understand Sylvan.
Probably.
But you're supposed to throw them at other people. It doesn't matter if you can understand it.
Oh, I want to hear the insults too, though.
Oh,
What if
Yeah,
they're
that is
bad
kinda-
insults?
I mean,
good insults.
I'm not
What else do
taking.
you
I
have?
am not taking criticism on the obscenities. My great.
Yeah, I'm not taking critiques at this time. Thank you.
yeah, we're not taking notes, guys.
Well, I have
Do you have
this.
anything?
Do I have anything?
Well, you mentioned the potions, but you didn't say what they did.
I have a potion of Gathia's friend. I have a potion of temporary success. Let's see here.
Have I heard of any of these? I'm like listening like an artificer for anything. Any
Absolutely
sign
not. Absolutely not.
Gaseous.
Did you say potion of gaseous friend?
Yes, I did. Were you interested?
What I heard too.
I'm very
Oh.
interested.
Oh boy.
He disappears, like bending way over underneath the side of the entrance of the cart, and pulls out a small, like golden yellow vial. There it is. He goes by Guff.
Guff?
Guff. He's my Guthier
Gus?
friend. Guff.
Gas?
Guff.
Gust.
Wow. Gus.
Wait,
Guff.
he's just
God.
your gaseous friend?
He could be your Guthier friend.
He's just a friend of anyone that drinks the potion?
Oh, don't
He's
drink
just-
him.
Oh, you just dump him out?
That's typically what you do with a potion.
No. This is a potion of Guthier friend, and his name is Guff.
Still not sure what his name is.
Gus, I think-
Well, he'll tell you if you become his friend.
Yeah, maybe he is.
How many times can you use the potion of gaseous friend?
As many times as you can cram him back in there.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Guys, this
what
is
about
awesome.
the
Oh my
temporary
goodness.
success?
Ah!
Oh.
And he, like, this one was apparently at the ready. He lifts up a very, like, chromatic looking potion. It swirls with glitter and shining colors as he holds it up like a rainbow. You drink it and you feel like you can succeed at anything.
Oh my.
You,
So it's-
you just feel so it's like alcohol.
You
Yeah, how is
feel
it
like
different from alcohol?
I mean, it's not poison.
That is
So it
an
doesn't even
improvement.
get
It
you
won't
drunk.
hurt your liver.
No, I don't think so. I'm doing okay. I drink them constantly.
How long does it last?
When you stop feeling good, I guess. I've not thought about it.
Hey, you said you had rings. What kind of rings have
Yes,
you
I
got?
do. Perfect. And he, like, pulls out a ring holder and he spins it and he holds one up and says, "This is the ring of blinking." And he holds it up and you see, like, as you're looking at it, two eyes, like, open on it and then close and open.
God, that's pretty cool, actually.
It's
Is
not
it like
really
kind
what
of
I thought.
creepy?
I guess. I always think
I-
it's, you know, thoughtful.
Above the
So
does
it's
it is it creepy? Like echo? Or is it
They look
What
cartoony
kind of are they
eyes. They're not.
organic eyes? Okay,
No, they
okay.
look like cartoony drawn on eyes.
that's what I
They're
was
not.
asking, yeah. Are they cute or are they creepy?
Does
It's
the
like-
ring have a
it's-
name?
The ring of blinking.
Oh.
His name's Blinken.
Oh my god. Abe Blinken.
Can I see the rings?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He like. So do you like
Okay.
approach the cart?
Yes.
Okay, so you climb down. It's a whole ordeal. You get down. Let's see. Let me pull up that page.
The ring page.
She is finally gonna approach the cart. And then you know what I'm gonna do, right?
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Right?
Oh no, no,
I actually don't. What's the implication?
I don't
Is she
know.
gonna steal it? Is she gonna steal
Oh.
She's gonna try to pocket a ring.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Oh.
roll me a.
Remember what happened last time you pocketed something?
Get it, girl. Get it.
I summoned
I
a
knew it
ghost ship.
So you
I knew it was
you try and lift a ring. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check.
This could
Oh,
be a
no.
god.
Oh,
24.
I mean, if he's a god.
He's a douche god.
Present that way.
Okay, roll me a
He's not
D.
god presenting
Roll me a D15.
Oh, okay.
for the ring.
We love a D15.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so excited.
I'm here for this.
Oh.
So
As
excited
okay,
about
so you successfully you slip one of the rings off the holder. No one seems to have any idea that you've done this, except immediately once the ring is in your hand, your fingertips and palms feel really, really buttery, like you've been eating a bunch of popcorn. They're slick as hell, and the ring just whoop, right out of your hand, and then kunk on the surface of the dinghy.
Is it the ring of slippery
Arya
fingers?
looks down at it and she's like, "Oh, that must have fallen out of the holder."
It happens.
Yeah.
That one, oh, that's the ring of the buttered palms.
What a ring to pick up when trying to steal.
What a ring. Yeah, what a happening.
Your hand will always smell and feel faintly of warm, salted butter.
Forever, or only if you own a
Only
ring?
if you're holding or wearing the ring.
Okay, that's
Why
good.
would you want that?
Yeah.
Do you like popcorn?
No.
Oh, then you would probably not want it. I'm sorry.
Well, so what's the
Then
idea? That
she'll
you just
put-
lick your
She'll
fingers?
pick it up
Exactly.
and
Yes.
she'll put it back in the holder.
Oh man.
Okay,
Is
as
she
soon as
even
you
able
pick
to
it back
put it
up,
back?
I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
It's just on the floor forever
You
now.
could do it, Aria. Here's your fucking mission. You were born for this.
I can't believe
Yeah,
that's the one you rolled. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
A
Yes!
29.
Okay,
A
Yeah.
natural 20.
it's
She was
trying, man. It feels like it's trying to slip out of your grasp, but you manage to like pinch your fingers around the loop and you get it up onto the holder. Perhaps there is something else you might be interested. One that might be more, Oh, here's an idea. And he hands you off the back of the holder another ring.
She very reluctantly takes it.
As soon as you take the ring, there's like, you don't know where it came from, but across the surface of the cart's like countertop, knives and forks and spoons just start sliding towards you.
You're magnetic.
What is this?
That is the ring of slight magnetism, but it only works on cutlery.
Only cutlery.
Silverware, you know. That's it.
Arya
Do-
sighs deeply.
You can have it for a high five.
No. She puts it back.
Okay.
No.
That's fine. Not everything is for everyone's taste. I understand.
From up on the ship, Aaron's like, "Is that offer for anyone?"
Unless you have a better offer.
I'm running down there for a high five.
You want the ring of slight magnetism? That only works on cutlery.
He wants the ring, TBH.
I want everything. Yeah, I will
Okay.
run down and immediately, very vigorously high five him, man.
Oh, perfect! You've paid in advance, and I think I have just the thing for you. And he hands you a different ring. This ring is like
Oh,
in the
you don't
shape of a
even pick.
wing.
Okay, I'll take it.
This is the ring of dramatic wind. Whenever
Oh, perfect.
whenever you draw a weapon or cast a spell, wind ruffles your hair dramatically.
That's perfect for you.
Yeah, that's actually perfect for you.
I will immediately pull out my dagger and turn to look at everybody.
His hair just like action movie perfect scene.
This works so well with your cloak too. That's awesome.
Yes, I was
Made
just
to billow.
thinking that. Oh, this is awesome. Sir, can we go back? I want to back up here by that potion of
course.
gaseous friend
Oh yes, you're interested in my potion of gaseous friend. And he
and
he
temporary
sits it back.
success. Yes,
Oh, both of them.
yes.
He sets them both on the counter. One of them
What-
gold yellow, and the other one is chromatic and rainbow looking.
Now, can I pay for these in high fives as well, or
I appreciate many gestures of friendliness.
What?
familiarity and friendliness?
Mm-hmm. That's what I tried to
okay.
say.
I'll try to hug him.
Oh, perfect. And he hugs you back.
Aw.
It's a very warm hug.
Does that pay for one?
It certainly does. Which one?
Yes. Gaseous friend.
He slides that one towards you.
I would take it. It's
Ring.
his name was
Does
Gus.
not-
Gus. Yes, it's Gus.
Yes.
Oh.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?
how do you keep yourself in stock if you're giving away your merchandise for hugs?
Oh my god, this is the antithesis of Spring's entire understanding of the world.
You
Correct.
do realize if I was trying to sell these things for money, I would not get much.
I would have paid you a fair amount of money for that potion of gaseous friend.
I do. but
You've already
then
given me something of great value, mister.
Why do it?
Why not?
Do you not need money to survive?
I have money to survive. I make such wonderful, marvelous goods.
but you're not asking for much. But
I see you are talented at
Brings
connecting the dots.
Brain short circuits.
yeah. Spring has never looked so baffled, ever.
Are you interested in anything? And do you open the potion of Gaseous Friend?
Not yet.
Okay.
I have a plan for it.
Noted.
Let's sit
Okay.
with it.
So you have it. It's a small vial. It fits it's the size of a healing potion. It's just clearly not a healing potion.
And
And
it
he
has a very particular plan for this.
great.
Oh god.
Is there anybody else interested in some of my wondrous wares? I have a brooch of holding. A grudge.
What does it hold?
I just said.
It holds itself.
No. It holds a grudge.
Oh. Like one of yours,
I
or
can
does it have its
Ooh.
own?
No, not me. I don't have any grudges. You think I have enemies?
Yes.
I can't
Yeah.
imagine a world in which you do.
Yes, Saria
I
says,
cannot
clutching her
imagine.
dagger.
Are you my enemy? I did not think we got off to such a bad foot.
Okay, what do you want for the temporary success potion?
Do you happen to have maybe pocket lint?
Oh, there we go.
What?
Pocket lint, you know, the scraping from the fabric of your trousers. That is
Oh,
perfect.
man. We literally got super wet last night, though, so.
Stop it.
Spring will take out her clockwork mask that she made herself way back in like episode 2.
The
or
fair?
3. Yeah, from the fair.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Will this do?
No.
If you
do not-
like.
So, Arya scrapes her pocket lint and throws it on.
Aria's like, do not give him something of value.
Psychophantom like picks up the pocket lint, looks at it in the light, like inspecting it, and he says,
Surprise.
"This is perfect. Yes, absolutely." And he pushes the
Oh.
potion of temporary success towards you.
What?
You're welcome, Spring. Say thank you to Arya.
Thank you, thank you, Arya. You seem to understand what's going on more than I do.
He's an idiot. I mean, and she flushes and like she leaves.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
She leaves.
I have been called worse things by better people. You'll have to do better than that.
So you're not an artificer. You're wizard then?
No,
Okay.
but I could play this game all day. I can't. I have places to be.
Do you have anything divine?
Divine. Let's see.
This music is so intense for Psychophantom.
I have
Did
it
it
low.
change?
What is it?
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that is not correct.
Like some Wagner going on over here. I'm like, are the Valkyries coming?
That's what it's supposed to be.
That seems more fitting.
Sorry about
Oh my
that.
god. Good lord.
Yeah, this is a lot more accurate.
Okay.
Oh, well, we got places to be too, but super nice to meet you.
Hold on. We have more customers. I understand
Oh,
this might
no.
be your thing, Mr. Pointy Nose, but other people might be interested in what I have to sell.
Talk about your nose.
Damn. Guy like touches his nose?
Is
Like,
guy's
wait a minute.
nose pointy?
Not at all.
No.
I
Guy
mean,
has
it
a
could be
very
if you wanted it to be.
regular nose.
regular nose.
Regular nose.
Yep.
He holds up what looks like a circlet, and he says, "This is the halo of the forgetful fate."
The halo of the forgetful fate?
Saint. I understand my accent is a little difficult to understand, but
I can't even place it, honestly. Faint?
saint.
Saint?
Yes,
Saint!
there you go. Yes.
Oh, goodness. Okay, what does it do?
He hands it to you, and it is a tarnished brass ring that you wear like a crown. And it says on the little note, it will emit heart music when you forget why you've walked into a room.
This is holy.
Oh, yes.
That honestly triggers me.
It had the
IRL.
one large hole. Right?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that sounds awful.
This shit would be playing all day for me.
All fucking day. All day. All day.
I also
What
I
do you
got
play
this.
during this game.
I got this. This was created for by a banished cleric
Banished.
of Melisandre, and he
Okay.
lifts
That
us.
sounds like a real relic.
He like sets a sensor on the counter in front of you.
Mm-hmm. What does it do?
This is the sensor of questionable grace.
Uh-huh.
When you burn it, it emits holy smoke that smells strongly of lavender and just a hint of cooked onions. Anyone who inhales it becomes apologetic for 1d4 minutes.
Guy scoots away immediately.
It's for when you
There
really
could
need
be
to
some-
invoke that feeling of guilt.
I could probably use this maybe someday in
It's
the
like
future.
Catholic Church.
Yes, it does,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It's the Catholic Church.
Psychophantom knows about Catholicism, and that's a terrifying
Religious
reality.
guilt. It's in all religions.
Oh, that's true.
I'm afraid I've slipped into the meta-knowledge here. I'm sorry.
Can I give you a firm handshake for it?
Of course you can. A sign of respect it is.
I'll shake his hand with her gauntlet.
He shakes your hand firmly. The sensor is all yours. And, worst comes to worst, it makes a very good impromptu flail.
I suppose it would.
But only once.
The censor of what?
A questionable grace.
Grace?
Grace.
Yeah.
God, I'm
No, Grace,
struggling.
that-
Grace.
Grace.
Right.
TH. It's very important.
D4 minutes of religious guilt.
That's it.
This is a terrifying thing for Renata to possess.
I know. Guy is like staring at her like, I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
I got fucking.
Aaron is also
Repent, sinner.
like narrowing his eyes at
Sinner?
Renata for getting that one.
I am beloved by the gods.
That's
Renata.
true. You're chosen. You're the only one who isn't a sinner here. Okay, well, that's me. She'll step back. Anybody else?
Guy stands up real straight. Validated for the day.
Is there anything I can interest anybody else in? I have a sword, this.
Swordfish.
Oh, you're curious.
Thorn
And he lifts up and a taxidermied swordfish. It's a sword. Ah, fish.
Okay. I'm good with the censor.
This was the most mundane thing I've created.
It's just a taxidermied fish.
You don't have any other
What
potions
does
or
it
anything.
do?
Well, potions? No. Spectacles of distant staring? Yes. Earmuffs of selective
What?
hearing? Yes. Shoes of slight elevation? Indeed.
What's the
Earmuffs
swordfish
of
do?
selective hearing, huh?
Haha! And he
Hmm.
sets a pair of earmuffs down on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
You can, while wearing these, perfectly ignore one person, even if they're yelling.
That's actually pretty useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick let's see, what have we not done? Can I like hesitantly pat his head?
That was very nice, but why?
Well, is there something else that you want for the
Well, it has
earmuffs?
to be a trade, not just a favor for me.
But what?
A high five, a hug, maybe a small trinket,
Kiss on the
or
lips.
a kiss would do.
I'm gonna take out. I have a little marble statue of a cat.
Oh, it's adorable!
Kind of cute.
It doesn't do anything. It's just so you know, it doesn't do anything. It's just a marble statue of a cat.
It doesn't do anything yet.
Can you get the swordfish with it too?
You want the swordfish? You want the literal swordfish?
Yes.
All right, the earmuffs
Gonna feed
of
it to Vespa.
selective hearing and the literal swordfish.
She's gonna give it to Vespa as a toy. Yes.
I'm a genius.
Amazing.
So
Yeah. So I'll trade the cat. I will give the swordfish to Arya and take
Aw.
the earmuffs.
You are handed the earmuffs of selective hearing, which are literally like winter earmuffs covered in like a pastel fuzz, and the literal swordfish, which is a taxidermied
love it.
fish on a stick, poorly painted silver.
She is later gonna try to play with Vespa with the swordfish.
What about my family? Excuse me, my animal-friendly friends. What about perhaps the inflatable familiar? Anybody interested? And he holds up.
What?
He holds up a balloon animal in the shape of an owl.
I want it.
Well,
I want it. This guy who is a man. Don't worry about it.
by all means, we can make a trade. Just
Okay.
don't.
What do you-
It lets you find the familiar, but I warn you, so you get your money's worth. It might fly away.
Okay. Well, if it might fly away, then what can I give you?
Pat on the back.
A thumb raffle?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Oh, let's boogie.
Hold on. Before it starts, does anybody want to wager on this? 5 gold on guy. 5 gold on guy. Anybody taking me
yeah.
on it?
I will take
I'll
that.
take it.
You take this
Aria.
on? Let's go.
All
And I
right.
slap 5 gold down immediately.
Guy, roll me athletics.
Oh no, I'm not good at that. I'm gonna do it.
I thought it was going to be dexterity based, though.
You have to beat a 2. Okay, you did.
Oh. I declare a thumb war.
Oh my goodness. You are much more skilled than I.
I've
Yes.
done this so many times. I win.
Very well. Now, win or lose, it's yours. This for the
Good fight.
spectacle.
Good fight.
And
Yeah,
you are handed the inflatable familiar, which lets you cast Find Familiar once, but the familiar is full of helium.
Are they
Good,
okay?
they might float away.
Good lord, are they? Do they just? You need to tie them down? Do they need to?
Yeah, I'll have to
tape on their
tie them to
ankles?
myself.
If
I'm
you
gonna
have a
have to
little
tie it to
balloon
me.
string.
Just
it's a-
just
if
enough
it's an
weight that they
owl-
can bounce like they're on the moon.
If it's an owl, it can. I mean, it'll float, but it could fly, right? We'll see.
I guess we'll see.
I imagine maybe it flies upside down, like flaps upward, so it
To
goes
float
down. I don't know.
toward the ground.
I've not
Did
really thought
somebody
about
hand
the
me
mechanics
5
of
gold?
this.
Yeah,
Did
well,
somebody hand me 5 gold?
Someone
I
get
don't
this
have money.
filthy currency off my counter.
I'm waiting for-
Filthy.
I
waiting
want.
for some-
Arya, pay the man.
Arya was gonna pay up. Yeah.
There is
Arya's
also
very quiet.
the lantern of moderate surprise.
What? What distinguishes moderate from slight surprise?
What? Take a look and see.
Never bet against.
He
my
holds up
thumbs,
the
girl.
lantern. It seems
Is there a moderate surprise inside?
So, as you look in the lantern, it is off. It's not lit. It seems completely boring and mundane. But as you're like looking closer and closer, just when the lantern is just too close, the lantern like flares to life and you are blinded momentarily.
Oh,
Ugh.
Haha, I got you, see?
be a good distraction.
Moderately surprised.
I suppose I am moderately surprised. Good work.
Oh, yes.
Your product is effective.
Now the question is it effective enough for you to purchase?
I don't know what else I have that you would want.
Well, I mean, a handshake works for me for this. Anything else, I feel like I'd be asking too much.
Does it? Okay. Spring still does not understand any of the way that this works, and
Gotta
will,
respect this man's business, Spring.
Yeah, will shake his hand.
Okay. You shake his hand and he gives you the lantern of moderate surprise. It does not light unless someone is looking too close.
This is like a business major trying to do the books for a lemonade stand.
Funny. That's a funny lamp.
Sir, do you have anything a Kenku might enjoy?
Oh.
Let me think about that. The sock of speaking? That might help. And he picks up a sock. And he says, "It is for left foot only. I've never thought about the Kenku's feet before, but perhaps if they could fit it over the little claw bits, it would work."
Oh. Albie!
Master is giving Albie a sock.
Oh my god. Okay. Albie pops out of the crow's nest.
You want the sock of speaking?
There's like a pause.
Oh, good luck
You
understanding
understand
this.
his answer.
No good comes from the deep.
Okay. And I just look at anyone, all the rest of you, and be like, can somebody...
That's a no.
Raj just shakes her head.
No. Okay. All right. Sorry, Albie.
I'm pretty sure since the word no was included, that's your clue.
And I stare
Oh,
blankly
for
at Spring,
context.
not understanding what she's saying. Just like, yeah, for sure. For sure.
You all hear Albie as he goes back in the crow's nest, just never name a ship after the dead. Just
Poor Albie.
Okay.
and then he's when it's clear the sock isn't sold, he just kind of nods and says, "That one doesn't ever go well. Perhaps the bookmark of forgetting. That might be maybe not specific to a Kenku.
Does it make you lose your place in your
Yes,
book?
you got it in one. You put it in one place in the book, and then it goes elsewhere.
Oh, great.
So it does the opposite of the thing a bookmark is supposed to do.
Yes. Do you want it?
Are you sure you're not a fae?
Yes. And how dare you insinuate?
So you're just a merry prankster.
That is a delightful way of putting it.
Huh. Okay. I don't need an anti-bookmark, but I appreciate the thought experiment.
I mean, you could do some fun stuff with it, but
Yeah. I'm
You could
thinking
ruin someone
about it.
else's day.
If only we knew people that read books and stuff.
you could scam people with it. Anyway,
What was the name? What's the name of the dragon professor?
Tabernacle.
Tabernacle.
Yeah.
Tabernacle? Sneak into one of Tabernacle's books. That'd be funny.
Oh, and just fuck him up.
I would pay to see that.
You know him, huh?
No.
Insight check.
it would
Insight
just
check.
be funny.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
27.
Aaron believes every word.
He seems like he just wanted to be involved.
Oh, that's really relatable. It's the first time I found Psycophantom relatable.
So, I see we've had some successes, some failures, some conversations, some good barters and trades. But if I have exhausted your patience, I will take my leave.
Oh, so he's self-aware.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Oh, what is that?
I guess.
So,
Aw, I guess we'll start heading back to the ship.
Do you are you
Well-
fine to go where you're going in this vessel that looks
What are you gonna do if he's not?
oh,
Spring?
don't worry. I made it myself out of bad ideas and elbow glitter. Everything will be just fine.
Listen,
Elbow
this man's been
glitter?
getting along. Just let him rock. Let him go.
Off you go, little moonberries. Try not to get reversed.
what?
Okay. We'll try not to.
What a threat.
And
No,
I will-
no threat.
Aaron's kind of slow moving. He's hanging back until everyone starts moving like away onto the ship. I don't know if everybody's doing that yet, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Spring will do
Sure.
that. She will
I am
keep looking
dismissed.
at the shoulder and shaking her head, but
will-
otherwise
I see I have
I
not
will-
quite satisfied your curiosity.
I will lean back really quickly. I want the boots of slight elevation.
Perfect. Give me a wink.
I give a wink immediately.
He winks
and
back.
grab the boots
He winks
and
back
like,
with both
shove
eyes.
them in my cloak immediately and just
Okay.
climb back on the ship.
They are shoes that literally 1-inch platform shoes,
Nice.
and they are.
Oh, that's perfect for him.
They're slightly
Hmm?
squeaky.
Oh, that's fine.
It'll make
Okay.
people look at you.
Mhm.
Because
Now you maybe are 6 foot.
Toodle-pip and Tangerine screams, I've got to go reorganize my regrets. Take a left at the whalebones and you'll find destiny or a sandwich. Off you go.
Tangerine scream?
Thanks.
And
Tangerine?
the little
screams?
dinghy pushes off and begins to sail away slowly through Kylus Bay. And you all have had your interaction with
We have.
Psychophantom.
What a charming individual. I'm glad he stopped
Aaron
by.
is so excited and happy right now.
Okay.
Arya just pats Spring on the shoulder.
And Spring continues to look completely flabbergasted and seems to appreciate the commiseration.
Captain Naga, who is on the, by the helm, is just leaning over the side of the ship, and you all hear him say, well, that was annoying.
Yeah, it was really.
Man,
I
after
have
my
to use
own
the
heart.
bath. I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Okay.
I come
Right.
down.
I don't believe him for a second. But I don't say
Why
anything.
not? Oh.
I'll come back
That's
up.
weird.
I
Back
don't
up a
believe he
few
has
minutes
to
later.
piss.
I'll come back up a few minutes later, and I am squeaking slightly.
Renata,
Well,
what is
walking.
it in your past that makes you think people are lying when they're just taking, do you not piss? Do you not piss?
Have you seen me piss?
No, but I haven't seen anybody piss
God.
because I'm not the one concerned about
Have you know
it.
anyone pisses? Maybe you're the weird one.
Well, there isn't a bathroom downstairs, so that is a question.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I couldn't find it. I forgot. So I just came back up.
You all notice
Ah,
he is a little squeakier with every step, just like this.
is he also slightly taller?
Yeah, he is.
So slightly.
1 inch taller,
He's
exactly.
tall. He's tall guy now.
Guy, you have to lift up 1 inch to get it on him.
The shoes look like fairly fine black leather shoes, but there is a stitched P in the back of each heel.
A P. Oh, for Psychophantom.
Probably.
I just realized Psychophantom has 2 P's in his name, but neither of them are pronounced.
Correct.
The P.
That took
I
me,
just
how long has
realized.
Psychophantom existed? Like 2-3 years? I never understood that.
That was awesome. It's like the P. Is that for? Oh. Oh.
I'm a genius. All right, move on.
Psychophantom is how it's actually pronounced.
Psychophantom.
Okay. So, you've had that experience. To those of you who've never seen Psychophantom before,
I'm sorry.
Hooray!
I'm sorry. I apologize that
No.
this was rolled.
That was great.
Never apologize for what you just did.
You can
Like my
thank
third
Hellfrog
Psychophantom.
for that encounter happening. Right?
That's true. I did roll that.
Thank you, Hellfrog. That is my favorite
You're
character
welcome.
you've ever introduced.
Oh, man.
No! Please no. As the boat continues onward, we resume
I don't know.
our travel. If there's any conversations or things you want to do in these moments of quiet, aside from be slightly distracted by Aaron's wheek, wheek, wheek with every step,
Well, how much time do we have?
Way at some point to disable that squeaking.
no.
You can disable Aaron.
It's magic.
I mean, you
Wow.
could take the shoes off, I guess.
Could tie
Or-
Aaron down.
Arya is gonna figure out something at some point. But not right now.
Those selective hearing muffs would tune him out.
It's true.
Ooh, there you go.
I mean, I tried to buy him sneakily, so hopefully nobody saw me.
We all hear you though.
Yeah, the
It could
problem.
be anything.
It's elevated.
If you were
We
okay,
need to
so
grease them up or something.
no one like saw you have the purchase of the shoes. But I think most people are fairly perceptive in this party. So it is not beyond reasonable doubt that they might think something is different.
Except that I cast mage armor every day
Yeah.
because I do it for free, and my mage armor, I said, looks like a really nice suit with shoes. So there is kind of a
There you go.
magical covering to said shoes.
Yeah,
I
but you
noticed
Sure.
that you bought the shoes.
Well, maybe we don't know it's your shoes. However,
You are
were
definitely squeaking.
and now you are squeaking.
I don't know what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about. Tall guy coming through. Okay.
Oh fuck. That goes migraine comes it back full force.
We broke him.
Okay, so everyone, please keep track of the stupid things you bought.
Yep.
Because I'm not. That's on you. I can't wait for me to have completely forgotten about all the things you bought, and then 6 sessions from
Be
now you
surprised by
pull it out, and I'm like, oh, right, I did that. Great. Anyway, you guys have as much time as it takes to get to the location that you're going for anything in downtime, which as far as the estimations go, is probably going to take about a week and a half of sailing to get to the western sweeps to the point that Tabernacle indicated, where the next abyssal seal or the disturbance might be. So you have time. This time can be spent training. This time can be spent working on a feat or an attribute. This time can be spent working on a language or a proficiency or something like that. I don't care. This time could be spent fiddling around. Who cares?
Fiddling.
Yeah. Renata, you raised your hand, so I assume that means you have an idea as to something you want to do.
Yeah, I still want to work on my meta magic adept feat.
Okay. Setting that aside for the moment, I want to know, like, anybody that's working on, like, an attribute or a feat or a proficiency, think about what those are and then message them to me.
Okay.
If you're working on something else, like a language, or you're going to try and, like, have a conversation with an NPC or each other, just fucking do that and let me know what your ideas are. So,
I actually do at some point have a little conversation that I want to have, but people go ahead and talk amongst yourself until we're ready to do that.
okay. Meg, you had something?
Oh, as well as the feat that I messaged you, that swordfish is she's gonna try to play with Vespa with the swordfish.
How big is a swordfish?
That's
I
how she's
have
gonna
to
pass
know.
her time.
So, yeah, you could do that. It's painted, so it's
Yeah.
not
it's
super
shiny.
appealing. Like, go ahead and roll me.
Laser.
It's a taxidermied fish, so like the nutritional, like it doesn't seem appealing as food. But
She
you can.
said play with it.
I'm getting there. Thank you, Pen.
Just making sure you understood.
We're on the same page. First and foremost, roll me a persuasion check.
That's real good.
Okay. With an 18, so Vespa, whenever like the ship is just sailing and Captain Naga is manning the helm, Vespa is usually near the captain. Whether she is like sliding around looking in like the little corners and the nooks and crannies on the upper deck, or she's just kind of coiled up around his arm or on his shoulder, that's usually where Vespa can be found. You go up there with this taxidermied fish on a stick, and you find Vespa like in the back right corner behind like lots of spools of rope. She's currently like prowling, looking for something to hunt. And when you find Vespa, she like coils up and she sees you, and with an 18 in persuasion, this moment, Vespa seems receptive. She seems social. So you're on good footing as you approach with this taxidermied painted fish on a stick. What do you do? How do you handle trying to get her to play with it?
Then Arya is gonna like lower herself, probably sit down on the deck, hopefully not in the way of anybody. And then she's gonna try to like swing it back and forth. Like, so it's on a stick, so she's gonna like the head of this fish like go to one plank and then like whip it to another, and then like you would with a cat.
Yeah, I was thinking
I
the same
see.
thing.
Okay.
Enticing it.
All right. Okay. Roll me a... This is... So, you would think it's an animal handling check, but it's not.
I am doing all of this because I have animal handling as a proficiency because the last ghost that Arya talked to was like a stable boy.
Right. But the problem is the
Damn it.
snake is intelligent. So,
Stop being so intelligent, Vespa.
roll me... So, it's going to be like a charisma roll.
Okay.
We're going to say performance.
Okay. I don't think Arya's figured out that the snake is intelligent yet.
Yeah. So there's like a long moment where Vespa, like, roll me an insight check, actually. $27. Okay. So Vespa the snake is looking at you, like watching you wave this fish on a stick around, and like the snake is looking at you like, oh come on, like just
Deadpan stare.
I'm like after a long moment, Vespa like seems to just kind of have, if a snake could emote like a like just fine, and then we'll begin to snake like try and bite at the fish on a stick. You begin to play with Vespa the snake. And it seems like Vespa, like with your insight's really good. You get the feeling Vespa is humoring you.
That's
Yeah,
gotta mean
Arya would eventually stop and be like, oh.
When you stop, like how do you stop? Do you just like
She like just trails off, like, you know, she moved it and Vespa struck or whatever, and then she like trails off and she's like, oh, you don't like this, do you? And then she watches to see if like Vespa reacts to that.
so Vespa like is surprised that you stop raising the fish around, and then when you ask that question, Vespa looks at you, and like there's definitely some understanding as the little snake head like tilts.
No, yes. Can you? No. Do you want to hunt instead?
I think in this moment, as you ask Vespa that question, the snake like coils around your foot and then begins to like slither down the back, like corner where the railing of the back of the deck meets the actual plank boards, and begins winding that way, and then like looks back at you as if Vespa's expecting you to follow.
Oh, Arya's gonna do that. Arya's gonna go. Arya's
Snake
gonna go
mission.
hunt.
Okay.
Yes. She leaves the swordfish on the deck. It will
Okay.
stay there unless somebody.
Someone's
does
gonna
something
trip
with
over
it.
that.
You leave the literal swordfish on the deck behind the captain. Got it. And you go off
gonna be murdered.
following Vespa, as Vespa is... You don't know if she's hunting or searching or what, but you're following her. Roll me a survival, and then we're going to come back to you.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I have some things from some of yous, and nothings from others of yous.
Nothings.
I did my homework.
You did your homework.
Yeah, I sent you.
Yeah, I need to know what your progress towards that is.
14.
Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Is anyone really fiending to go first, or shall I just go this in the order that I feel like?
You knock it out.
That one.
I'm rolling
You
a die. Okay.
Take the wheel.
Rise. You're first.
Ooh.
So, after this weird interaction with Psycophantom, and the ship kind of settles into a boredom as the travel resumes. The sea is passing by. You see the occasional, like, moment of interest out on the water. A tiny island that just is a point of note that gives you some perception as to how fast the ship is going appears and vanishes behind you over an hour. And in that time, well, I see. You ask her what? How do you word this?
Try to swindle turn. Sounds smart. I guess Aaron will just be kind of sitting below deck, and he'll just kind of get bored, and eventually just be like, "Hey, turn."
Yes.
You here? Oh, hi. I was thinking about that whole like, be better, start like trusting and contributing thing, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a lot that I can add to this group sometimes.
Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, like skill-based wise, like I could talk and stuff, but I usually like, doesn't really go as planned. It works out, but it doesn't go as planned. But like, like something of substance. Like we were in that library and we couldn't do much, and like we got an artificer who's real smart, and other people who are real smart, and
I have imbued
no
you
stuff.
with forces of the arcane and the ability
Yes.
to bend the weave to your will without truly understanding it. The
Correct.
limitations of which are only bound by the willpower within your own mind.
Yeah.
If you do not see that as a boon to your allies,
No, I mean it is. I just want to like take some action towards like being
Aaron,
more a part of the team.
get to the
you know?
point.
Can you help me learn to like be able to read all languages?
All of them.
Well, I mean, I know you have
Well,
an
ask.
ability, a thing that will help me kind of understand those things. I might not be able to speak them, but I can read them.
I can grant you the means to understand the meaning behind written word.
That's cool.
It's going to take
Wait.
time and effort on your
Side
part.
note. Oh, written word. Damn. Is there something that could help me translate a Kenku?
Yes.
Put a pin in that. We're coming back to that one, but I'll stay focused on this one for now. Yes.
I'm sorry. You've confused me. Which did you want to focus upon?
The Kenku won't provide much value except to me, so that's kind of the opposite of what I asked to do in the first place. Let's stick with the reading one.
Mm-hmm.
The book learning.
The boarding.
Right.
Yes.
I'm happy to aid you in trying to understand the means behind the context
Yes.
of written language.
Yeah.
But that does not
that one.
perfectly translate language that you read. It lets you understand what it means.
I mean, it's a start, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. And I'm trusting you to do that for me. You see what I'm doing there? See, I'm doing the trust thing.
Now,
I'm
mechanically,
doing the
this is a thing that you take when you level up.
Yes, I'm aware. I'm trying
So-
to swindle this.
You're trying
Outside of
to
that.
gain an additional invocation.
Yeah.
I see.
Because we've been building our bond,
Have we?
In the diving bell, I felt like we did. That was a moment. You didn't feel that moment? I felt that moment.
I felt you built a bond with your allies as you told them
Well-
the truth.
I listened to you, and I actually heard you for once, and I'm trying to actually hear you and not think of it as pure sarcasm that it doesn't have my best interest in mind. So, and I'm starting to maybe believe you want to help me be better.
One brick in the mortar does not a castle make.
But it starts a castle.
It is a good start, yes. And all good starts do not immediately grant an additional vocation that they can understand all written language.
I
If you are willing to perform a task for me, we can talk about
You
it.
know the answer is yes.
Is it?
I think I have 2 different contracts with you for my soul. I mean, I've been pretty willing, you know.
The first one was my persuading. The second one was entirely
That's
of your own insecurity.
No, that's true as well. Why do you? I'm trying to like be positive here, and it's just not feeling bad again. But yes, what task?
It wouldn't be here, and it wouldn't be yet.
Okay. Well,
However, first and foremost, you need to have the foundations of other language if you're going to learn this other extra invocation.
okay.
Perhaps you should speak with your allies and see if they have any books or tomes in a language you don't understand.
I knew you were gonna do something like that.
Talk to my
But
party members.
Yeah, I was fine. I was gonna try to amuse myself by asking you to keep me company in conversation. Maybe we could learn more about each other.
I'm happy to talk to you about whatever you like.
What about you?
What would
I don't
you
really
like
know
to know
anything
about
about
me?
Well, I don't really feel like I know anything about you.
Surely that's not the truth.
I mean, I gotta know some stuff, but like, was your name always Turn?
No.
What was it before?
It was a slave name.
You were a slave?
Yes.
Oh.
I was a succubus bound to one of the greater gluttony princes of hells.
Oh. I don't think I knew that.
Probably not. It's not something I frequently tell people, but you've asked, so.
That actually sounds not fun at all.
Fun is subjective, but no, it wasn't.
Oh. Oh, shit. Well, I know it's going to be weird saying to your patron, but I'm kind of sorry you went through that.
Don't be. I fought and scraped and tore until I got to a position where I could have warlocks such as yourself as investments in my own future.
I'm assuming you did that with violence.
Why?
I don't know. Because you're from the hells?
Do I strike you as violent?
I'm pretty sure you could murder me and my whole team if you wanted to.
I could, but that's not generally how I choose
I
to
know.
handle things.
That's true. That's true. Okay. All right. Well, that was heavy. All right. I thought it was going to be like Lisa or something, you know, but
No.
it was a slave name. Succubus. That's ooh. These conversations are emotionally draining, very taxing.
You asked.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with learning. I just feel bad all over now.
Oh, and I didn't even get to falling from the Celestials, but that's fine.
Oh God. Oh God. All right. So this is telling me I also need to work on emotional boundaries.
Mm-hmm. That might be wise.
Yep.
More important, though, focus on you.
What about me?
You
Like-
assumed things about me
I did.
when you shouldn't have. You should also not assume things about your allies.
Oh, yeah, no, but then I have to talk with them, and I always screw that up a little bit. But you're right. I'll try.
The only way to get better at that is to try.
I could go ask, Spring or Arya or Guy or Scythe for a book.
You certainly could.
I could ask. Yeah, I'll go ask one of them.
Bernard has a tear rolled down her cheek and she doesn't know why.
Hilarious.
Oh, man. Okay. So after that conversation, All right. Let's see. We're gonna roll for who's next, unless someone is dying to go next.
Not ahead of my turn.
You are cutting out.
Hello?
I hear you now.
Okay.
Guy.
Good.
Hello?
Yeah, I have rolled you next, Guy. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, it is not storming. It's not heavily raining anymore, which means that your training for blind fighting
Ooh,
is...
can I actually jump in on this? Because Spring knows blind fighting and can help.
Oh.
I don't care.
Oh.
What does that look like?
I was actually
What does
gonna
that look like?
I was actually gonna ask Hellfrog if I could have a scene with Guy sometime during this week of downtime anyway. So if it's okay with you, at some point when Guy's just kind of like hanging out on the boat, Spring will approach and hold out the earmuffs of selective hearing.
Oh, what are you?
Uh,
Hello? I don't know how to take
so
this. I'm just gonna let you explain.
well, it seems to me that sometimes there are certain people you would rather not hear.
Huh. It does?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you wanted.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hmm.
And Guy's gonna reach out and take them and put them on his ears.
They're cozy.
Mm-hmm.
As soon
What?
as
Are
you
you still
put them on your
talking? I can't
ears,
hear you.
as soon as you put them on your ears, you hear...
Uh-huh. Oh.
Thank you for using the selective hearing
Oh,
earmuff.
no.
All you must do is now think about the person you wish to ignore, and they will be inaudible to you.
I think about spring.
Okay, you can't hear Spring. You then hear, wise choice!
Is that all?
That's
Does
it.
it keep speaking to me?
No,
Wise choice.
that's all it says.
Hmm. Oof.
Spring is unclear whether or not you're trying to indicate that you're ignoring her, so she just mostly looks at you and then is like, Guy, are we gonna...
Oh, he
Oh,
sees her. He takes off the earmuffs. I'm sorry. I was practicing.
you were
Uh,
testing them, huh?
yeah, I was. Thank you.
Uh, yeah. I had a question for you, actually, which you don't
Sure.
have to answer if you don't feel like it.
Yeah, I know.
But I just noticed something.
Oh, okay. What'd you
Uh,
notice?
you're you said you're a sorcerer, right? So you got some innate
Yeah,
magic,
yeah, a little
but you
bit.
trained as a bard. You trained as a bard at the Mariguard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's two different types of magic users that don't get to that like only have a limited capacity over the kind of magic that they do all the time, right?
Yeah. I mean, isn't
So
that
why
most?
just no, I mean Renata can, I guess, pray about whatever kind of list of shit she wants every day, and I can pretty much
Mm-hmm.
fiddle with whatever I want to have whatever kind of magic I want every day. But bards can't,
So are you asking
which
why I didn't just become a practice being a sorcerer? And...
no, it's not that. What would you cast that spell on me to make it so nobody could see me that one time? Non-detection,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is there something you're looking over your shoulder about that we should maybe
Uh,
alert for you? Because I can't think of a reason why a bard would use that precious of a resource to learn a spell like that, unless you were trying to protect yourself or someone else from something.
well, I mean, the greatest thing about joining the Merit Guard is that you join and it doesn't really matter what happened before or, what you might have been dealing with or running from. So, Y-
Understood. You don't have to tell me. I just figured, I don't know if you noticed, I'm not very perceptive. So I
you're
kind of
not?
need to tell that. No, I'm
I
really
mean,
not.
you noticed a spell that I used and took the time to think about how that's kind of a rare niche sort of spell, and then you were thinking about bards and how they learn magic. I don't know. I think you're pretty perceptive. I think also
I'm deductive.
sure. I mean, the one follows the other pretty well, right?
I guess. I just don't usually see trouble before it hits me in the face. That's all. That's what I mean.
Oh, well, trouble's always going to hit you in the face. There's no planning out of that.
Guess so.
You just have to roll with the punch and muddle through.
My mom, she taught me how to kind of be more aware of my surroundings, in case I got in a scrape where I couldn't see my way out. But I don't think
Oh,
that's the same thing as perceptive. I don't know. She's
well,
blind, so
oh. Hmm. I bet she's got a lot of
hazards.
interesting stories.
She does. Hazards of being an
Uh,
adventurer.
yeah, so I guess you noticed a couple weeks ago I was trying to practice that, right? Uh,
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure,
hmm,
but the kind of stuff that you were doing was the same kind of stuff she had me do.
yeah.
So,
Oh,
if
good.
I'm not the teacher that she is, but like if you want help,
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, any tips that you have? I would definitely
sure.
take.
It's I would have thought that it's mostly about listening, but
Hmm.
it's kind of more than that. There's like what did she call it? Proprioception.
Okay. What's that?
It's like knowing where your body is in space, kind of like feeling
Oh,
the edge of the air against you and stuff.
yeah. No, that's great. That's important for acrobatics too. So,
Oh yeah, you an
uh,
acrobat?
yeah. Have you seen me fight, right?
Well, yeah. I think you
Well,
can be acrobatic and not necessarily identify as an acrobat. That's all.
oh, well, I well, I don't know if you knew this. I don't exactly have a beautiful singing voice. I'm not really that type of bard. More of an
So,
entertainer.
so like a dancer, storyteller,
Interpreter.
Sometimes.
swordsman.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
were with like what, the circus, or was it just a Mariguard thing?
Oh, it's not just a Marigard thing, but you're doing that thing again where you really need to understand everything about the people around you. And
Yeah, I do that. Sorry.
I know you do. It's okay. I'm just throwing up a boundary there. I'd rather we work on this if you could help me. That'd be great.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
if you want to
Blindfold
maybe
myself and yeah.
yeah,
It,
yeah, yeah.
Have
Well, I think go ahead, Echo.
it was just this companion doesn't have a high enough approval rating. So
Yeah,
pretty
right.
much. Like we just met.
Spring like trying to brute force her way through deductive logic
Hmm.
puzzles.
Your personality is a puzzle to me.
Guys, like I
Yeah,
see
right.
you and I respect you, but not right now.
Listen, Spring is at least getting better at taking the no.
Yep.
Uh, she'll kind of recall her training that her mom gave her, and I don't know if I'm allowed to give the help action, or like cut down some of his time learning the feat or
if
anything.
you are proficient in blind fighting,
I
you
am.
you can instruct another person how to become proficient in blind fighting.
Sweet.
Basically, you just provide them advantage, and what that looks like to you, or what that looks like, is up for you to decide as the trainer here.
Sure. I think there's gonna be, it's like Spring hated all this, but there was a lot of just like learning the environments around herself, and especially on a boat, kind of like when it's wobbly, like going out, especially when it's unsteady and choppy and these kinds of things, and like learning to figure out where stuff is around you and like bump into obstacles and evade obstacles and these kinds of things, and usually doing a lot of stuff in the dark, sometimes with blindfold, sometimes with eyes closed, etc.
Throw wrench at me.
Yeah, when I think a lot of it is also just understanding that the concept of blindness, like, it's not just that you can't see. It's not like different blind people can see different amounts of stuff, and it's more kind of about memory than anything else in a lot of ways. Just sort of like getting a snapshot of your surroundings and figuring out where stuff is.
Go ahead and roll. So, Spring, as you're conveying what you learned to Guy, roll a history.
Sure.
And then Guy, what you're going to roll and your DC is based off their Spring's history check, basically.
Okay.
Can I cast enhance ability on myself for this, or not so much?
No, this is taking too long. This is more than just, like... This is over several hours.
Natural 20 for a 28.
Spring said, fuck you anyways.
Okay, Guy. Roll me an insight check.
Oh, boy.
I mean,
Just
totally.
straight insight check?
Straight insight.
Oh, that's also a natural 20 for a 21.
Oh my god! 2 natural 20s.
Okay.
That's so fucking cool.
With 2 natural 20s and the assistance from someone training you, Guy, your blind fighting progress reaches 30, which means you unlock blind fighting.
Yay!
So over this afternoon, you are already understanding using sound to try and identify where people are, but the influence of Spring describing, like, learn your environment, understand what's where and how things will sound when they're there, it really locks it in for you. And you can add it to your character sheet.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Spring.
Add fighting initiative, blind fighting, which gives you blind sight of 10 feet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Watch Spring totally whiff her own training proficiency once again.
Okay. Next. We have Pen and we have, well,
Arya. And...
well, Arya's second half and Spring's thing. So, let me roll this. Okay. Pen.
Ha, me.
You're
Hi.
next.
Hello.
So it looks like you have two things you're trying to do here. One
That's
of them
right.
is not time sensitive, though. How do you convey... Hold on. There's no way, Emily, there's no way you sent a sending box. A sending stone,
Okay.
sure,
That's-
but a sending box is, like, enormous.
I was flavoring it. Like, I was flavoring it that way. Like, the item that I created was a pair of sending stones, but I was sort
Understood.
of like,
That's fine.
There's cubicle.
But a sending box is a real thing in world, and they are enormous.
got it.
And you
Got
would
it,
not be
okay.
able to just send somebody one. Just as a note, yes, you can have sent one of the sending stones. That's fine. Pen,
Okay, cool.
which one do you want to handle first?
Taking care of Obi.
All right.
That's
So
more important to her.
after the nonsense with Psychophantom, you find your way down below deck, the ammunition cache, which is no longer an ammunition cache, but on the hammock, seated upright, is he looks so ragged, but he looks better than he looked yesterday. The human man who goes by Oberon looks up and he says, "What was all that noise?"
Giant crab the night before and a very strange salesman. this morning,
A
but he's
sail's
gone now.
out here?
That's what I thought.
Okay, okay.
But we're safe. We're not headed toward land anytime soon. I hope that's all right with you.
That depends what land you're heading toward.
I'm not 100% sure where we're heading right now. I know a general area, but we're looking for something that isn't... The location isn't certain.
You all are Mariguard, right?
That's right.
And I assume you have something you're doing out here,
Also correct.
aside for fishing old men out of the sea.
That was just a very fortunate coincidence.
Well, I'd be long dead if it weren't for you, so I'm not going to complain.
I just wanted to make sure I could do something for you. If you're hungry, or I could heal you some more, I can do that. I'm a life cleric.
Roll a medicine check.
Medici. 19.
The injuries that he suffered, you've mostly have been healed up. Now he just seems like he needs to rest. He's been fed, and he's currently drinking out of a big canteen. So you have basically solved the dire needs that the man has, and he's just trying to recover. At this stage, you think he's at about 3 or 4 levels of exhaustion.
Ooh.
Which is still rough, but nowhere near as bad as it was yesterday.
He's not actively dying anymore.
Yeah.
Well, then she'll do all of the, bedside manner type deal, because her entire self-worth is based off of aiding others.
Uh-huh.
So she will do precisely that.
As you take care of things
She
for him.
chatters away and tries to get to know him and tells him a little bit about herself.
You don't have to do all this. I can at least stand on my own now.
It makes me feel good to help.
Fair enough. I won't argue. What are you all doing out here?
It is a bit of a need-to-know basis.
I don't need to know.
We're trying to solve a problem. Ultimately, it has nothing to do with the conflict between KO and Aurelia, so I don't think any of us care about what sides in that respect.
Me neither, not anymore.
That I'm aware of. What are you going to do
I don't know.
after we get you back to land?
Can't go home.
You could join the Mariguard.
You're serious.
Sure. They don't take sides. If you're, wanted for leaving, that can be washed away if you graduate.
But I'd still be fighting for the highest bidder.
You choose your jobs. You're not forced to do a job. And believe me, I have some particular moral obligations, and I can be a Mariguard mercenary.
What's the worst thing you've ever done on a payroll?
Kill people. That's the worst and simplest. But if you feel like what you're doing serves a better and higher purpose, I suppose you can reconcile that. But I've never hurt a civilian or someone I didn't think didn't deserve it or wasn't trying to actively kill me in the process.
You're a mercenary.
Yes.
You haven't had to hurt someone you didn't want to? You weren't paid for it?
I do a lot of praying. Ultimately, I just rationalize what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, what the end goal is, and the motivations of the person that I have to stop. But if I don't believe that a person deserves to die, I won't kill them. Or if they're not actively trying to kill me. That is important.
He just seems quiet as he drinks out of the canteen.
I would just say think about it. That's an option. And we're going back to Ferrum anyways.
Shit.
Right.
Can I?
If you decide you don't want to join the Mariguard and Ferrum is a place you can't go, maybe we can talk about getting you somewhere else.
Guess we'll find out, won't we?
Just think about it. You have time. We still have like a week till our location and then the way back.
All right. I don't want any of y'all getting in trouble for harboring me. If it comes up, just let me hand over.
You're just a passenger on this ship, and we're not affiliated with any countries. It won't be a problem.
The ship isn't?
It's under employment by the Mariguard.
All right. I hope you're right. Because I don't
Just
want to
don't fret
see
about
any
it.
of y'all getting in trouble about this.
We know how to handle ourselves.
Of that, I'm sure. But not when there's military police knocking on your door.
You wouldn't even believe that that's not even half of what we're worried about these days.
What are you worried about these days?
Just need to know.
Okay, but I'm in your hold.
You're safe with us, she says, hoping that she can convince him.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh no. 17? She looks very strong in her.
He
emaciated
does not
form.
seem convinced, but he lets it drop for now.
A 17 didn't get. Ooh, I scared him.
Yeah, when he's like, when the military police are my biggest concern, and you're like, not even half. Like, yeah, there's some shit going on.
I'm Renata, by the way.
I'm Oberon. Friends call me Obi.
Obi. Well, I'm a cleric of Kelsiox, so if you need anything, just ask. I won't keep you from your rest.
I was a staff sergeant. Now I'm a criminal.
Now you're a patient.
Can be both.
Just rest.
Yep. And he just, like, takes another long drink of water and then lays back down on the hammock. Clearly not going to rest, but is, laying down.
I'll knock him out.
Oh, damn sorry.
You knock him out?
No, I'm kidding. Jesus.
Go to sleep. No. Okay. All right.
Rest.
Next.
Oh, wait. No.
Huh?
Sorry, keep going. I thought I read something, but no.
Okay. Arya,
Yeah.
you have been following Vespa. And the little white snake is navigating her way down between cracks and through the hold. And with your survival check, you realize Vespa is following tracks. Mice tracks.
Oh, she took you hunting.
You.
Vespa eventually leads you to the side of a large crate. The crate is well sealed, but it is clear the tracks lead right up to the edge of it.
Just like use your thumbs.
Yeah, so she's can she peek around the crate?
It's kind of pressed up against the ship hull, so there's not really like room on one side, but you can investigate the crate.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll investigation for me.
She's gonna do that. Like she's gonna try to peek it without like alerting anything yet, so she's not gonna touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
With a 5, the crate is situated in the hold such that it is difficult to actually get a good look at. There's lots of other crates around it. You can't actually see a lot of faces of the crate, but the face that you can see, it is a crate of ration.
She's gonna whisper to Vespa. She's gonna be like, I'm gonna pull the crate away from the wall. If it runs, trail off, obviously. And then she's gonna do just that. She's gonna pull the crate away from the wall to see if it's like hiding behind the crate.
I
or
gave
if,
him death
like,
one.
What's your strength score?
God,
Uh-oh.
9.
Is it a 9?
Yeah.
Roll athletics. 18. Okay. Good enough. So at first you I'm just gonna move the crate, and you put your hands against it and try to slide it. It does not budge at all. You realize this crate is full of rations, and it's likely those rations are hardtack or dried meat, and it's full of it, so it's likely this crate is heavy. You brace yourself against the side of the hull, and you really press your shoulder against it, and you use your upper body strength and lower body strength to just shift the crate as hard as you can, and the whole thing. And as soon as it does, this big, fat, white mouse scrambles and darts out from behind the crate, and Vespa is off like a shot, and they immediately disappear out of view.
She's gonna try to go after her to see if she can, catch up and see if Vespa got it.
Roll. So now you're trying to chase them down. This is basically going to be an initiative contest between you, the mouse, and Vespa. Please roll me initiative. So dexterity if you have any other bonuses.
I don't think I have any other bonuses. Or do I have? Oh, I can't roll initiative from my sheet.
Just what's the plus? You should be able to see it.
+5.
So roll a d20 plus 5.
Maybe I do have something that gives me advantage on initiative. Savage attacker? No. No, I don't. Okay. Maybe it's no. Okay. D20 +5.
Yep. So you beat Vespa, but you do not. Or I'm sorry. You beat the mouse, but you do not beat Vespa.
Okay.
So Vespa darts past you and is catching up on the mouse. You realize, however, the mouse's movement speed is faster than Vespa's. So as Vespa's closing the ground, you're pretty confident the mouse is going to get away as you're running up to it. What do you do?
She's gonna try to draw and shoot her arrow past Vespa.
At the mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, roll an attack. A mouse has an AC of 12.
Hunting competition.
What else would you do?
I don't know. Yeah, you hit the mouse. It has 1 hit point. So describe this. Describe what this looks like as you and Vespa charge after this mouse, and the mouse is about to get away.
So they've probably charged out into the hallway out of the hold. I'm sure somebody nearby hears the thunk of the arrow hitting through the mouse with a wet sound into the wood.
Oh yeah, you hear from
there.
You hear from behind the hold hey, what was that? It's your stowaway. It's Oberon.
And then Arya, who had out of reflex just drawn her bow and arrow, she's like huffing a little bit because she had to run. And she's like, "Oh, sorry. I thought it was getting away. Do you want me to remove that arrow for you?"
What?
I'm not talking to you.
Oh,
Poor stowaway.
I'm sorry. You like have a bow drawn and Oberon's like, okay. Just goes back into the ammunition cache.
Yep.
Vespa is like investigating the corpse of this mouse. And when you ask if you want me to remove that arrow for you, Vespa just like looks at you.
She'll go for it and try to yank the arrow out of the wood.
Yeah, it's simple enough. The arrow was launched by a magical bow, so the arrow was considered magical, which means that it drove itself very deep into the hull of the boat. When you remove the arrow, it comes up clean. There is definitely a little like diamond-shaped cross-section hole in the hull of the boat. But as you do, the arrow comes out of the mouse, and the mouse is kind of on the ground. And if you don't do anything else, Vespa immediately, the mouse is gone from view.
Arya's like, I was gonna eat that.
Are you gonna tell Captain Naga or should I?
Vespa, who like has just swallowed the mouse, looks up at you. Roll an insight check.
Arya doesn't know if mice in a storage thing is something you inform a captain about.
With a 19 insight check, you get the impression that Vespa, like, is saying, I'm not done.
Oh. Are there? Well, I'll let you eat in peace, then. I'm just gonna leave the crate though.
If a snake could shrug.
and then Arya will leave Vespa to eat in peace.
Okay.
To digest.
Yeah, you do that. Vespa kind of like curls up next to the crate, seemingly content with that morning hunt, as a mouse has been removed from the premises. All right. Spring.
Yes.
You have a couple things that you were doing.
Yes.
All right. Which do you want to handle first?
We can do gunfighter first.
All right. In this case, as you're like on the deck and you have a amaranthine pistol in your hand, you remember a drill that you had seen, not typical Ceresian soldiers perform, but they were kind of, especially from where you're from, they were seen as specialists with the Arcanics and Artifice Company. The sort of individuals who were kind of like modern day Green Beret, I guess.
Sure.
If you think about it. They would improvise all sorts of things. And you remember seeing a drill where they would set up these dummies, and instead of shooting them, they would practice getting in as close as they could and then just touching them with the barrel of the pistol and then backing off and trying again in awkward situations. And so, as you remember this drill, I'm going to ask you to roll me an acrobatics to see how well you handle it.
Man, I keep having to roll things I'm terrible at.
Well, you
asked
asked
but that's
for
pretty
this.
good.
With a 21.
21.
Okay.
Would
Now,
it be useful for me to Would it be worth spending an inspo to bump that up to a 20 or not so much?
That's up to you.
Yeah, okay. We'll make it a 20. 22.
Okay. With a 22, you remember the drill well, and you start to like try and mimic the motions that you saw. And you understand immediately that unlike fighting with a dagger or a knife or a mace in close quarters, trying to do it with a pistol feels awkward and uncomfortable. The natural instinct of keeping the pistol as far away from yourself and aiming down the sights of it, so you have a proper, like, sight picture, is how you were trained to use firearms. And now you're holding the firearm like up against your chest, very close, like you're afraid of the gas blowback and the powder from detonating in your face. It's
Sure.
You understand why people don't
Uncomfortable.
normally do this. Yeah. As you're playing around with this exercise and you start running this drill over and over, you start trying to basically develop a comfortability with the firearm being that close to your face. I need you to make a attack with a gun. Basically just roll an attack with the pistol. Straight roll.
23.
Okay. Over the next few hours, as you like get yourself into a position where you're painfully close to a target, and then you, for lack of a better word, barrel stuff the pistol into a dummy, you get to the point where it's starting to feel natural. Let's see. Lastly, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
This is always the part where I fall down. Come on. Keep good. I'm gonna inspire that. I don't have very many inspirations, but it's worth doing. 13.
All right. Go ahead and add 15 to your total on working towards gunfighter.
Okay.
I believe that puts you at 31. You still have some more to
31.
go.
Yep.
The dexterity save is for the moments when you are up close with the dummy and you fire the pistol without flinching, without turning away, but by tilting your head back and looking down over your cheeks to prevent the gas blowback from blinding you in the close quarters. Doesn't always happen, but as you get the muscle memory of it, you do blind yourself several times.
Sure. Fair. Is this part of the operation? That's part of the process? That's fine.
Yeah. So, that is the progress you make towards the gunfighter feat.
Fantastic.
All right.
Are we staying meat or cutting away?
That was pretty quick. We can go ahead and handle your sending.
Core. Yeah, she made a sending stone for herself, which she also sent to her dad. Her dad has not reached out to her, which she kind of was hoping for. And so she will take one of these quiet days to kind of like hang out in the little hold that smells like gunpowder. And she will say into her sending stone, "Hi, Giga. Hope my gold got there safe. We're in Kylos Bay on a mission. Banasite's thick. Thinking of you. Love to you and Mom."
You immediately hear, "Oh, is that what this thing's for? Oh, dang. Hey there, Sprocket. That's good to hear. Money spent well. All of it's, been used for..."
Yep.
He doesn't know how sending stones work. Dad, how do you not? Tomorrow. You are a brilliant master. Fine.
I want you to know, I rolled a natural 1 for him
Oh.
understanding what this was. So he had no fucking clue that's what it was.
Oh, my daughter sent me a rock. Thanks.
Funny. Spring this whole time is like, my dad's brilliant. Like, obviously, I don't need to label it. Like, it has a flair on it. He's definitely made these before. LOL. This is so funny.
Part of growing up is realizing your parents didn't know everything.
Oh man.
Listen, Spring has not grown up in this regard.
They're just doing their best. Yep. But you do get the clarification that he seems to be fine, and the money did get there, so...
Spring is a little concerned that it's well spent already when it is supposed to be for the debt that she's paying off.
I
But
think
she's
that's
good enough.
probably what he meant.
Hopefully that's what he meant.
Perhaps
It's
tomorrow you
unclear.
you can interrogate him about that.
He didn't know it
Perhaps
was
tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, so that's Spring.
All right. Next, let me see. Pen, you had a second half. Is there anything anybody else wanted to do before I jump back to Pen? Okay. Pen,
Good talk. Me.
you're working on metamagic. So after your conversation with
I lost
Oberon...
last time.
Yes. So this is interesting because in this case, you're trying to work with your own willpower and influence over magic when it is channeled through you from a divine source.
Mm-hmm.
This time, you're going to focus on like trying to understand the magic that's coming through you and how you can influence it, which is new, especially new to you. So in this case, you almost feel like you need to pray like almost like an apology or an explanation to the source of magic that you're trying to alter it. Now, it's not actually an apology, but you are influencing that magic that comes through you. So the first thing that you're going to do as you sit down and you try and work on this is a wisdom plus proficiency check.
Okay. I will do perception.
Sure.
24.
With a 24, you consider, say, a cantrip. One of the most basic magical talents that you've been able to do for a long time. And as you concentrate on how that magic is channeled through you, how you draw upon it as the least you can do, you begin to understand the depths of where that magic comes from and also how it passes through you. And as it's passing through you, I'd like you to roll me a charisma check.
Oh boy. I'm gonna use my inspo on that.
Okay.
No, it's disappointing. Hubris.
With a 6.
6.
This is the farthest you've gone in trying to understand metamagic. This is the farthest you've pushed into trying to alter the magic that flows through you. And you begin to. You pull at the threads that the divine magic is altering the weave outside of you. And with a 5, a sacred flame out on the ground right in front of you. And you feel your toes immediately ache with radiant burn. And it hurts.
Ow.
Roll me a dex save.
Okay. No, I'm clumsy. Natural one.
Okay.
2.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I burn
you,
the boat down.
You take 7 points of radiant damage as you burn yourself trying to
Ow.
alter your own magic. Okay, so please add 7 to your progress towards metamagic.
Okay.
So all
Do I know
this
what the cap is,
meditation,
or do I
you have
just
no idea.
Feeling it out. Okay.
You know, not enough. This is... It's almost like cross-training. You're trying to do something that you don't normally do. And as you're trying to influence the magic that's passing through you, it doesn't feel like a violation, but it feels almost like you're towing the line if that makes
Mhm.
sense. And it goes poorly because you've never really even considered doing it
Yay!
before.
Also, my first try. I'll try again next time.
All right. Next, I need a D100 roll from anybody as we're moving on. I don't care who. One person, only a D100.
Go for it.
17. Did mine take up the whole thing?
What?
The whole week.
No, this isn't a whole week.
Oh, I sent you a message.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that. I apologize.
It's okay.
Okay, Meg, we'll go. We can get to that. Cool. All
I
right.
didn't realize that you didn't see it.
I didn't see it at all.
And
I thought you were just doing the
call-
mouse
You
thing.
did call. You did call for other things, and I just got spaced.
All right. So before we roll the D100, Arya, you're working towards alert. After your hunt with Vespa, you separate yourself from everybody else on the ship, which is completely unusual for you, of course. You find yourself in an isolated part of the ship behind the cargo hold on the far side, where you're in like this small room that it's got cots in it, but it's generally like it's where people sleep and that's it. People don't really spend any time here. On the far side of the hold from Oberon, and as you're in this room, I need you to roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay.
18. What does it look like as Arya basically like isolates herself in this room, perhaps like sits crisscross applesauce, and just tries to listen to everything in the ship? What does that look like?
She doesn't sit crisscross applesauce. First of all, that is not her style. She more sits hugging her knees,
Hmm.
and then she rests her chin on her knee, and she closes her eyes and just sits there. Like if anybody walks by, they'd think that she might be sleeping.
Okay.
Just listening.
As you're sitting here listening, we are going to get introspective. I'd like you to roll me a history check.
Okay.
Nice.
Arya, as you're sitting here listening to other people training, to the sounds of Spring shooting a pistol every few minutes up on the deck, to the sounds of a conversation going on the other side of the hull, as you think over all the moments in your life just before a fight started, just before blows were thrown, just before arrows had to fly. You think about those moments of adrenaline, the instant before you realized you were in danger, or someone else realized they were in danger. And as you think about them, what one comes to mind?
It would be so the thing that comes to mind is if anybody were able to look in her memory, they would see ash falling across her face. She's in a forest, but she's only 12 years old. And there's an older boy with her. He's around 15. And they're standing there. He's setting a trap and showing her how he's doing it. And then all of a sudden she hears something. She hears a snap. She feels something off, and she turns, and there's a big black bear across the clearing from them.
In that moment, as you remember how it felt to see that danger appear, as you're almost like reliving it here in the quiet, in what is basically the barracks of the ship, I want you to roll me initiative.
Don't stab anyone down
Just
there.
rolled this before.
You did, yes.
The barracks. Got it. The barracks.
The Bewicks.
Thank you, Hellfrock.
Helper.
18. As you remember this moment, the years have taught you hesitation and the lack thereof. The years have taught you how dangerous it can be to wait. And when the fire strikes the iron, you've developed the skills to respond to a threat, whereas before you might have waited to see what was happening. Go ahead and add 20 toward your progress towards alert.
Damn.
Ooh.
Inner clarity.
I would love some.
IRL, please. Please.
Right?
Just a crumb.
And then it's at 37 now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You are
somebody
almost
else
there.
added at 30. Okay.
Different feats and
I
different
wasn't
things
sure, I
have
didn't
different
remember.
numbers.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, cool.
You are almost there, I will say that, for alert.
Oh, no worries. I just knew somebody else had added at 30. I didn't realize that it was like different for
Yes.
different feats. Cool.
It's based on a value system on what the feats provide and how many bonuses, and it's complicated.
Oh,
Uh,
no worries.
now, someone please roll me a D100.
$38.
Thank you,
48.
Hellfrog. Let's see here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
All
The
of you-
spell's called antagonize.
There is. As you guys are up on the deck, you suddenly hear Albie call, "Ain't my ship, ain't my grave."
Uh.
That means there's a strange ship, Aaron.
You see,
Yes.
Albie is pointing in a direction, and you see ahead of you there is a ship. It is just cresting over the horizon, but it is not moving. You see one of its masts is broken, and thin trickles of smoke are coming out from underneath the hull. As the clear
Oh, no.
day, you can see clearly. Those of you with a passive perception of 15 or better see a red flag being waved off the prow, which is
What does that mean?
SOS, Naga says.
Oh.
They certainly look like they need help.
That they do. But do we help them is the question.
Yes?
It's your mission, your call.
Bernardo looks at everybody else. Yes?
I mean,
Yes.
it could be a trap, and also it's a distraction.
Well,
Arya just kind of shrugs her shoulders. she
Captain,
doesn't
can
care
I
either
borrow
way.
your spyglass?
Say that again?
Captain, can I borrow your spyglass?
He hands it over to you.
Can she look at specifically the person waving the flag? Because that's the only one she's picked out.
Roll a perception at
Can
advantage.
she perceive their expression? Do they genuinely look troubled? Do they look like they're going, hee hee, my plan is working?
I,
22.
With a
twirling their
22,
mustache.
yeah, you see they quickly put out their cigar as they realize they're being looked at.
They're eating an apple. That's how you know they're an asshole.
Yeah.
Petting a white
you
cat.
see it is a woman with an eye patch, wearing a captain's hat. She looks like she has been through some rough times. She's got soot on her face and on the once white shirt on her, like underneath her coat. She has the red flag that she's waving. It's on a small makeshift pole. It doesn't look like it was built for this. But the mast that would normally carry the flag is currently in half. So she's looking in your direction. As if you can roll me an insight to see if you can understand, like,
Yes.
the emotions on her face.
Give me your emotions. Oh, not great. 16.
Her face looks grimly determined.
What do you see?
She looks genuinely distressed. I don't think she fucked up her ship on purpose.
She? The lady
I
pirate
believe
captain
that's
over
the
there?
Captain. Uh-huh.
Ship captain. I guess we shouldn't assume pirate.
Ship captain. We should assume pirate.
Pirates can look like anything.
Oh, man.
Well, she looks like she's in trouble.
Boy, that sounds devious. Looking like anything. All right, let's... My vote stays the same.
Oh, man. I don't remember what your vote was. Please remind me.
I want to help her.
Okay, great.
Or at least, you know,
That
go
was
check it out.
mostly yeses.
I think it
A
was
long
2 yeses
suffering sigh.
and
a
some
sigh.
resignation.
There was 3 yeses, 1 shrug, and 1 sigh. And that's the majority vote.
All right.
How do you tally that?
Your ship begins. Captain Naga like shrugs and begins turning the helm towards this
shrugs.
derelict ship.
Oh, great. 2 shrugs. Now it's getting even. He's
Shrug
not,
can go
he's
either
not part
way.
of this group.
Man, that's rude.
As you begin heading that way,
What does Vespa think?
You're part of
Snake
the
truck.
you're part of the team, Captain Naga. Don't listen to her.
I am
I'll be
just your
soon.
employee. And from above you
We're
hear,
all employees.
don't turn your back. Don't turn your back.
Got it, Albie.
As the ship begins to voyage towards the derelict, like the last thing Albie says is, luck's just a coin tossed to the tide. And that's,
Hey, Albie.
that's what we're going to
Take it
take
easy.
a
Little
more
5-minute
Optimism,
break.
please.
Okay.
So as you guys,
Unfortunately.
the ship turns towards the derelict vessel, and as it approaches, you see that it's a specific type of boat. Native.
Catamaran. Oh.
It is not a catamaran. It does not have a strange purveyor of nonsense on it. You see that it is painted the Driftling on across its prow. It is a shallow draft schooner. Which specifically, those of you who are native to Trident or are proficient in water vehicles, I think the only one of you, I think that's just Renata. I think Renata's the only one who's native to Trident.
I am native to Trident, but I'm not proficient at water vehicles.
I know.
It was an or.
Oh,
You know
Okay.
that this sort of ship is designed for coral navigation and speed. It's meant to sail through shallows. So the fact that it's out here is concerning.
out here.
But also at a glance, Renata, with your high perception and the fact that you know a thing about boats, you know that its rudder
I know what.
is completely seized. It can't turn.
Oh,
The mast being broken also destroys any opportunity it might have of moving of its own accord. And as you're approaching, The flag of red is the captain has like set it down. It's still upright and clear, and they're just waiting for you to get closer now. It is too far for any real conversation or communication to be had.
Hello.
Yeah, basically. But as you guys are approaching, I'll allow anybody to roll an investigation check who wants to get a look-see at this schooner, the Driftling.
Let's see.
Mm,
Good.
Natural 20.
Oh, that's also
By
good.
whomst?
No.
Oh, that was
That
Arya.
comes with
Natural
an
20.
Oh, I know.
Hell yeah.
We got a 20?
Arya and Guy.
Hell yeah.
You both notice that there is, like, these black marks along the side of the ship. The ship itself is painted mostly blue and green, but there's these black marks that are marking the paint, and they almost look like magical scorch marks. You think this ship saw a fight.
Mm-hmm.
What you do with that information is up to you. I don't care.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Tell the others that it's been in a fight. Point out the marks.
Something fought them and then just left? I hope they're still not around.
Pirates, maybe?
Maybe.
It looks like maybe some magic was flung around, but
Magic pirates.
pirates can use magic too. Takes all kinds.
As
Maybe one of the Aurelian vessels, or the Kayan.
Hmm.
We are in a war zone after all.
Yeah.
as the ship sails closer, you finally get close enough that a hailing is possible. And the captain of the ship kind of leans over the side. Hello there!
Hey,
Do you need help?
Oh, aye, we certainly do.
What happened?
She, looks back at the ship. Storm caught us just west of Lavernus. Ice cracked the hull, and damned if monsters didn't follow. Been limping ever since. We got coin if
storm?
you got... Aye. We got coin if you got tools. Or magic.
We can figure something out, right?
I
have
don't
mending.
magic to oh, there you go. Get busy.
That's small stuff.
Naga, do you have anything, Captain? On board?
Captain Naga, looks at you and he says, no. We have our own food supplies. We have our own spare wood for our own repairs. We can't use that for them.
Frank, can you make anything that would help them?
I mean, I have tools, but I don't know if I have tools to this scale.
I can make
It depends
food.
on what you have.
Where are you heading?
Well,
She looks at you. Hold on. I have to read my own note on this.
God, for at least
She just kind of shrugs and she says, Black Cove! Doubt you heard of it.
has any of us?
Roll
No,
it.
we're not.
Any of you can hit
Probably
history.
not.
Has anyone?
That's great. Definitely it doesn't exist because I rolled a 9.
14.
She's lying.
Is she lying? Does she seem like she's fibbing?
One roll at a time. One roll at a time.
So with the history checks, none of you have heard of Black Cove. But that doesn't mean anything. You haven't heard of a lot
It
of
means
places.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
I'm so sure of
surely.
Mhm.
You can roll an insight if you want to see if she's lying.
Oops.
Um,
I clicked the wrong button, but my base roll was a 16 plus 12 is a 28.
28. With a 28, she's rehearsed this. Spring, you're proficient in history.
I am, yes.
Livornis is an icy harbor in northern Kao. They trade in oil and fish. A shallow draft coral ship does not make any sense coming from there.
Oh no, she's lying to us.
Okay. I'm gonna like
Killer guys.
I'm gonna touch Renata's arm and give her kind of a like hesitant look about that.
Renata like looks back and nods that there's something up here.
I mean, but they're definitely. I got a hammer and a crowbar. What do you need? You would call.
We need to get our rudder moving again, and we need to get the hull to stop leaking. Other than that, we should be fine. Though I could pay you more gold if you can tow us to shore.
We're not headed to shore, unfortunately.
Well,
No.
and I'll keep the rest of that, but just the basic repairs will get us moving again, and that I'd be grateful.
What kind of work would you need to be done? What kind of supplies or tools?
Well, we don't have a mast right now, and our rudder doesn't move. So even if we could move, we'd be just turning in circles. So we need the rudder unseized or broken off. And we need the mast to be back in whole so we can mount a sail to it.
And who's we? Are you the only one on that ship?
Crew of 6.
They're probably bailed.
Do we see anybody else?
All right.
There's
You look.
water
You
out
do
of
see
the
a
hole.
crew on the deck.
Nice. Okay.
They look hungry. They look tired. They look like they've been exposed to the suns for a while. They look tired and frustrated and like, miserable. Like they've been stuck on a ship out in the open.
Do they look
Renata,
armed?
did you try to let the rest of us know?
Yeah, they
in
look
any
armed.
way?
Sorry? Say that again?
Whoever figured out they're full of it, I was going to
Both Renata and Spring are aware that something's fishy. So, how close are we to them?
At the moment, you're like 100 feet away. You're just like shouting from...
Okay, well then
deck.
Renata can just lower her voice and be like, "There's something not 100% true with their story."
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're a danger to us.
That's true. They
or
might just
They definitely
be
need
aware.
help. Like that's not a lie.
Or they need a vessel. Remember, that's the most valuable thing we have.
We can give you
If we get
200
closer,
gold
I
for
can-
repairs and an extra 100 if you don't ask
Charm one,
questions.
Find out what's up.
There, so you should let.
What'd you say, Aaron? Sorry, I cut you off.
I was like talking to Renata and them like quietly. I was like, if we get closer, I could charm that one possibly into telling us what they're actually trying.
What?
It's an option. I mean,
Okay, but
it's more important to figure out whether they want to harm us. I don't really care what they're actually
True,
doing
true.
out here.
I mean,
Well, that's what I
clearly
meant. But
actually need help.
Right.
Like that.
But
That's
if we
not
get on
fake.
board, it could be a problem.
Yep.
do they just want a pair of oars?
It's
No,
a
they
big
need
boat.
they
Don't they
need
just
help with their mast and their rudder.
Oh,
She said it could be broken
I
off.
thought I heard.
I could help break your rudder off.
Yeah, we could.
I don't know
we
how to
could try
fix
and do
it,
that.
but
Well, we could do that too, but then we wouldn't be able to move either way. We still need the mast.
no, and we can help you fix the mast.
Oh, we can.
Can we?
Like I'm
Without
willing to. I
materials?
don't know how.
What kind of materials do we need?
You just need
Because
carpentry
we can't
tools.
offer any.
So
Oh,
it wouldn't be like a full repair, but you can get the mast back upright and high
Patchwork.
enough that the sail would work.
Okay.
You're not going to get it back into full functioning order without a dry dock. The ship is it's almost scuppered, but it's afloat, and the hull is intact enough that it just needs sail.
It can limp somewhere. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm willing to take something over there if we need, but I don't.
Well,
carpentry
I-
tools.
I can get you. I can make you carpentry tools.
Sure.
You gotta give me an hour, but I can make you carpentry tools.
We're not going anywhere, and you have us at a disadvantage. We're not going to try anything. If you're not willing to help, that's fine. Just be merrily on your way.
No, we are. Just sorting out
Are
what we
we-
can and can't do.
Do you guys have water?
We're still on
Food?
our
We have supplies. We lost a few of our crew in the attack.
anyone we should be watching out for?
Just some monsters.
You
Yeah, what kind of
monsters.
monsters?
Yeah.
Were they fishy?
Crabs?
No. Marrow.
Oh,
Marrow.
good to know.
I think we should try to help them.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
Spring
I
is
think
going to
so
make
too.
Do we
carpentry
wanna-
tools.
Spring is going to sit down and use Rachel for the job to create some carpentry tools.
How long does that take?
I don't know. What you thinking?
An hour.
Okay, so you start that process. You start making carpentry tools, which is crazy to watch, by the way. Like Spring starts taking like raw material and just like it's molding in her fingertips, and like saw teeth are being like punched out on the edges of this long flat, and it's
Hell
one
yeah.
by one. It's crazy to watch. As you're doing that,
I'm gonna sit down and watch her.
okay, what's everybody else doing?
Does anybody over there need healing?
No, we're all right physically. Unless you have spare water.
Right.
We have to ration.
I could make some tomorrow.
What does that mean for us now?
Is that Naga?
Yes.
Second.
Just checking. She looks at him and just says, "We could give them more water, and I could make us more tomorrow."
We're on a
No.
time crunch.
How does that put us back?
Because if something happens to you, the
Same.
rest of us are fucked. I have to think about this in a practical
mean-
sense.
Agreed.
I mean, if we get close enough, I could mage hand and just we could give them small portions of water without ever having to leave the ship.
10 pounds of water
I
at a
think that's
time.
what we're worried about.
Yeah, I mean,
Here's a
safety.
cup, and then
Oh,
here's a
Lord,
cup,
water.
and then here's another cup.
I mean, that's like a gallon at a time. That's pretty solid.
Naga just shrugs and says, if you want. It's your ship. I just captain it.
Whatever we want. I don't know what we want.
I
Just
respect
something
trying to assist a derelict
tools.
in need of help. I've been in that situation before. But something here smells wrong.
It does.
I know.
I don't know if it's
I mean,
a
I
trap
could
for
bring
us.
the water
or if-
over and Misty's thing.
It's the wrong kind
I
of
don't know.
ship.
Yeah, something's weird about that. That sounds...
Well, I mean, they're definitely not being truthful about where they're going, but
Sure, but it's
Maybe,
wartime.
they
There
asked
could
us.
be,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
spies or what have you, but we don't care.
As long as they're not laying a trap for me, I don't care.
They also
Precisely.
don't
It's
know that we don't
worth-
care.
We could just
Yeah.
tell them.
Right. Because
That
that
will
doesn't
also-
sound like
Mercenaries?
officials at all.
Yeah, it sounds like that's
I mean-
something that the cops would say.
I can be pretty convincing.
If we phrase it as we're Mariguard, we don't care really what you're up to. We got our own shit we need to handle.
Why do we need?
What-
Our whole,
Why?
we're supposed to be undercover out here.
That's true.
We shouldn't give them more information than they need.
And we don't really need
And
that
I remind
information
you-
from them.
I remind
That's
you,
true.
we are racing another. Like we're taking time to do this.
It's
If
just
they,
an hour.
if our the other team, it's just an hour. But if the other team could still beat us to what we're
The
looking
other
for.
team
right
doesn't
now.
even know what they're looking for or where.
An hour's good. I'm just saying we don't need to necessarily do the knowledge exchange.
Fine.
Unless you really. Is this just like because you need to know everybody's backstory?
No. No. The only reason the only reason I'd want to know is to make sure they weren't trying to hurt us.
I was
just
born in
asking.
Port
Okay,
Positas, if it helps.
Oh, I know where that is.
Aw, take that in your notebook.
You're Kindenosian?
Yes,
You don't sound Kindenosian.
I know.
Were you raised there?
No.
Oh, God.
That would make
You
sense.
just have to distract her. Good job.
Gonna-
It's so
Guy
easy.
gives Naga the thumb up. He's like, yeah, good job.
Spring is gonna make eye contact with Guy and sort of do a little reaching gesture that she hopes will convey, please give me the earmuffs while I work on this.
Yeah, she will gently settle them over her pointy ears.
Thank you for using the earmuff of selective hearing. Think about who it is you'd wish to ignore.
Renata.
So where were you raised?
Such a choice. And you can't hear Renata.
Spring has her mage hand like helping her. Like there, I feel like her fingers are never so nimble as when she's making tools. And she's got her mage hand kind of like giving her things while she crafts
Sure.
stuff.
Like gouges and chisels are being carved out of nothing, basically, and set on the deck in front of you.
Yep.
Are we holding it about 100 feet from them? Is that where we ended up?
Yeah, Captain Naga has dropped anchor. You're not getting any closer. He's basically like, so we're going to help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Give him the tools at least.
Captain Naga pulls anchor, and the ship begins to drift a little closer to the derelict. And as it does, as it gets closer and closer.
I'm keeping a sharp eye on them if they move.
Yeah,
Hawk.
sure.
Arya's
Slowly.
already drawn her bow.
But keep it out of sight.
No, she's drawn her bow. She's
great.
made her choice.
Naga,
She's
if we're
working
gonna
on her
stop,
biceps.
get within 30 feet
So much
for
charm.
no particular reason.
For no mechanically beneficial reason.
Yeah, this is what you see as you get closer.
We're within 30 now, right? Are those 5-foot squares or 10?
They're fives.
Okay.
So yeah, the ship has you've coasted closer. It's pretty difficult to navigate a full-on like 3-mast ship close to things, but Captain Naga seems to know what he's doing. And as you get close, the captain of the other ship is like waving, and like is holding what looks like a rope, and she's like holding it up, and she says, "Are we pulling you closer? Or do you have a dinghy? We can't move on our own, so it's on you."
Yeah, well, can I try talking to him?
Yeah. I trust
Okay,
your
I just don't wanna
ability
do
to
the-
speak.
Okay. Yeah, no, give us a few minutes. We'll get it over to you.
What? Or get what over to us?
The carpenter's
tools.
tools.
She like turns and looks at the crew, and like you see that she's like having a conversation with the people on the deck. We have tools. What we lack is the
Oh.
skill.
Oh.
Oh.
Listen,
Oh.
before we come over, can I ask you something real quick?
Sure. Like I said, we're not going anywhere.
All right. As I say that, I do want to use my decadent allure.
Okay.
You become much
Um,
sexier.
You look at her and you focus turns
Wink a little.
charm, and she rolls a wisdom save. That's a 7.
So she
Hell
fails.
yeah.
So she fails.
Okay.
Sweet.
She considers
Um,
you a good friend.
Sexy.
Listen, I'm just wanting to be honest with you. There's some inconsistencies with some stuff that you're saying, and we really want to help, and we don't particularly care why you're out here. We just want to ensure that we're safe. So can you tell us why we're getting weird vibes?
Captain looks at you. Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
24.
Better than that, too.
Hang on. see how this matches up here. 24. Look. It's not entirely wrong. Livornis is a cute, cold little harbour, honest little ships, nearly a reef in sight, and yet here we are with, you know, a shallow, vasted vessel with mangoes and stolen timepieces. Isn't the world strange?
Yeah, I'd say so.
It goes.
Why not leave the
Hey.
digging to barnacles, eh, darling? You look better with a question on your face than an accusation.
Well, it was a question.
It was a weighty one, wasn't it?
Well, you acknowledge that there's some inconsistencies. Can you blame us for our suspicion? I want to treat you as a friend, but I got to make sure that you're not going to try to harm us first. That's
We mean
all.
you no harm. That you have my word on, darling. I got no problems with those out being good Samaritans, just so long as they don't ask too many questions.
Okay. Can I insight that? Or do
Yeah,
I
go
need
ahead.
to if they're charmed and
you-
Okay.
I mean,
You can
charm
still-
doesn't prevent people from lying to you.
24.
Great.
Nice.
You believe she's telling the truth, so they don't seem to mean you harm.
All right. So,
Okay, but who among us has the skill? Oh, sorry.
Spring.
The
can
artificer.
you use the carpentry tools that you're making? Spring? Spring?
Yes. Yes.
Your
No,
earmuffs,
she's-
they can't hear
You
her,
can't.
Spring.
oh. As Renata
Hey,
tries to just be like,
Hello?
Spring. Hey, Spring,
Yeah. What?
can you use those tools to help repair the mast?
I mean, I can use them. I might need some pointers on how to. I mean, I don't. I am proficient on these tools. I don't really know everything there is to know about shipbuilding.
Okay.
But maybe
I
if
can
Naga can
enhance
help
your
me with
ability.
that.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna. You're not going over there alone, though.
No.
I can enhance your
Absolutely not.
ability.
Nice. Well, I'm definitely at least going with you.
I prepared enhanced abilities today, so that should help.
Oh.
We could send like a small party. We could send like a small party and leave people that have good range back here to cover.
Yeah, Arya's got a. She got my back anyway.
I can go either way.
Oh god, that was amazing.
Well, I'm pretty good at range, so
Yeah, you wanna.
But
But I'll
you're
go
the
with
captain's
Arya.
friend now.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
You are
But
her
not for
friend.
much longer.
oh, but also if you're
How
good
long?
at ranged,
What, Renata?
How long do you have left?
I think it's pretty much done.
Oh, okay. You can stay on the ship then.
Yeah, they don't know that they are forcibly my friend.
Oh,
so
that's
to
great.
speak, but yeah. It's definitely
Maybe resist
useful.
reminding them.
but you're just as effective from range as up close,
He-
right? So yeah.
I'm not effective up close in any way, shape, or form, actually. So I
Oh.
think range is
Stay
different.
on
Well,
the
then-
ship then.
Yeah. Just stay here. Then.
yeah, I'll stay here. I'll stay. That sounds
and
good. I'll
Arya.
stay here.
Yeah, you and Arya. Just keep an eye on us.
So, as
So-
you finish building the tools as the ship gets close, and you see that there are 6 people on the deck of the ship. They look like they've been basically had nothing to do for days. They look like they've been bored and out in the sun and, tired. And this has been like one of the first eventful things that's happened in a couple days, so they are all paying attention and eager. You asked if they were armed. They are, though they are not brandishing weapons. They have weapons on their belt and backs. the captain of their ship is looking warily at Arya, who's had a bow drawn on them the whole time. You do see the captain has a firearm on her hip. You see there is a revolver. Not a pepper box, a full-fledged revolver on her hip, which is expensive. You know that, Spring. It's not drawn, and you don't see any other weapons on her, but you do make a note of that. As the ship gets closer, you get maybe like 20 feet away when Naga drops anchor once more.
All right.
I'll be old man the ballista. Make a signal if we need to get hot.
Are we dinghying?
I can't jump that far,
Dinghy?
can you?
Maybe.
Can you jump
I
20
think we need
feet?
the
Can I jump 20 feet, Echo?
Yeah, you could.
If I had a running start?
You can just athletics that. You don't even need a running start.
Okay, Renata's gonna do that because Guy questioned her.
Roll athletics.
You're
I
gonna fall
feel
in the
the
fucking
need.
water.
Wouldn't I deserve that?
It is
Don't
only
do-
at
It's sink.
21.
Yeah,
Nice.
so, like, you ask, can you do that? Renata just turns and then just, like, just full-on springboards herself off this deck, and you hear her land hard on the other deck.
Hi. Sorry, that was for my.
No,
just-
the lass,
I'm
you're here
allowed.
now. That's fine. Thank you kindly for your assistance. Are you the carpenter?
No.
Oh,
And the rest of us are like lowering a dinghy.
Are we jumping? Are we supposed to jump? I mean, I didn't
No,
People like
sorry,
feel called
I
out
just-
now. Let's. We could
I
try.
had something to prove. Don't worry about it.
roll me a perception check
feel like-
there, Renata, as you're on the deck of this ship.
You're gonna gank me.
No.
20, dirty 20.
You hear something that you didn't expect to hear now that you're on the ship. You hear like a tapping coming from the deck. Like something knocking on wood is coming from below deck.
Can I logically parse out what that might be?
I don't know, can you?
I don't know.
I don't know what that
Pen
is.
Sure can't. I have 3 brain cells.
goes down is the question.
Is it a sound I've heard before?
It's very quiet.
Ever?
The only reason you hear
It's
it,
like a clock?
no, it is not regular enough to be a clock. I mean,
It's like a finger on a like wood. Like I.
it sounds like someone's knuckles on wood, but it's coming from below deck. And it's quiet.
Oh.
Huh. Well, Renata's gonna wait for her team members to come over. She's not gonna bring this up to the crew because she seemed to not like or want questions.
As the dinghy is lowered, who all is going over to the driftling?
Me and Spring, I
Spring.
guess.
Guy and Spring?
She will take her earmuffs off at this point.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
If she's over there, she's going to need to perceive Renata.
Okay. You load up on the dinghy. The dinghy just gives you basically a platform to cross the water. In between, you climb back up onto the driftling. The driftling itself, it's clear that it's been through rough times. The scorched black marks on the side of the hull. The wood itself looks singed, but not very deep. It looks like there was maybe like fire, like maybe like a burning hands or a distant fireball near this side of the ship. As you climb up the rope ladder onto the deck of the ship, Spring, Guy, and Renata, Spring and Guy, you don't hear what Renata heard. Your passive perception is not high enough. But Renata, every couple of moments, you hear it again. It's very subtle.
I think during this, like, whatever conversations are had and the repair process, Renata is not paying attention to any of that. She's focusing solely on the sound, like listening for discernible patterns, any changes, whether it stops, how long, that kind of thing. So she's just kind of zeroed in on that.
Okay. As all of you are aboard the ship, the woman who seems to be in charge says, "Thank you all for being our heroes. I'm Captain Enola Trellis. And this is my heap of trash that we are hoping to get back to shore. We have some spare wood, but we didn't have the tools or the skill. Well, we do have the tools. We don't have the skill to reattach the mast. We tried. We made it worse. So here's hoping you're better than her. We did. Aye.
Sorry to hear that.
All we had left are, well, my first mate and a bunch of deckhands. So none of them quite trained in the art of woodworking.
Are deckhands usually armed? I'm not asking that of the captain. I'm asking that above the
That's pretty common. That's pretty common.
Yeah, okay.
Usually like small armaments or things that can be quickly accessed. Boarding axes, cudgels, scimitars, that's pretty common.
Makes sense.
So which of you is the, well, I suppose it's the one covered in trinkets, wouldn't it be? Aye.
Yeah, that's me. Hi,
I mean, I
Artificer.
can try to help too, if we know what we're doing.
Well, there's 200 gold in it for you. And 300 if you don't ask too many questions.
Yeah. Okay, Guy will look at Spring, and like he said, he's kind of keeping an eye on her, keeping an eye on them, but he's also here to help because while he's not exactly proficient, he's a jack of all trades.
Okay.
You.
Oh, I prepared that today too. But sure, yeah. I appreciate it, Renata. Thanks.
Oh, you heard me. Okay. Boop. Calciops be with you.
What does it look like / feel like?
Like an invasive warmth that Spring probably is like, wow, hate that.
Yeah, Spring immediately.
She was like, wait, why did I take enhanceability from her when I could have done it
Is it
myself?
radiant in nature by chance?
Oh, of course.
Good.
Yeah, Spring immediately is like, fuck. I should have done
me.
myself.
Yep.
Now I am uncomfortable.
Are you okay? You just tensed up real tight.
Yep. I'm great.
Now you can trust that he will help you.
Well, you're not helping, Renata, right now.
I'm
So
helping
you're
in my own way.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try to fix this shit right now.
All right. So first things first,
She
the
can
mast.
fix it.
So the mast is going to be a problem.
Okay.
It's going to be something that has to happen in tandem with somebody else managing the ropes. Specifically, a couple of the crew members have to haul on the ropes, pulling the mast upright, whilst someone working close with you is going to have to actually hold the mast stable while you get it into position. So,
Okay.
I assume Guy is the one helping you with this.
Yes.
I could help too if it's a strength endeavor.
It's not.
If it's a strength thing, yeah, it probably should be. Okay.
It's
okay.
not strength.
Well,
It
then I will help.
As you were.
It is, so it's basically both of you are going to roll woodworking tools based on dexterity.
Okay.
Though Spring, you have advantage because of enhanced ability.
Okay. Okay. Great.
You feel
Um,
Calciop's annoying presence within you.
So here is the rub. I am an artificer, and I can produce carpenter's tools, but I am not magically proficient with carpenter's tools. I am proficient with a whole bunch of tool sets, but not this one.
Oh.
So, just rolling straight dexterity?
I guess so.
I thought if you made
Do
it,
you
you
want-
became proficient.
Wait.
in it.
That's what I thought too, but I'm reading the thing and it says that I can create any tool.
You have the
I thought
specific
it meant
tool
that-
proficiencies that you've chosen. And so if
Okay,
you did
sorry,
not
want me
choose
to be the
woodworkers,
guy who does that part? I'm
Yeah,
half
I mean,
proficient.
Guy has higher dex. We can make sure that you. I'm sorry, guys. I thought that Spring was just contributing the tools and not the expertise. I apologize.
We all
No,
did.
I mean- None of us planned for this, so yeah, I'll give it a go.
while this is happening, Renata, as soon as like the sound of the mast is shifting, you hear it's like a lot of noise is happening as this big, heavy wooden pole is being arranged in the right position. You hear that knocking accelerate. You hear like it becomes more fervent. And you also
So that's a
notice
13, 20.
Okay. You also
I'll give
notice
you guidance,
one
too.
of the deckhands on the deck goes below deck.
Oh shit.
Okay, 21.
Okay. With a 21, all right, Spring, I need it from you as well. Dexterity check.
Just straight dex.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, if you're enhanced, it's going to be at advantage.
Okay. Can I guidance myself too?
Sure.
Okay. So that's a 16.
Okay. With a 16 and a, let's see, with a 16 and a 20.
21?
21.
20?
The two of you,
It's 21, yeah.
with the help of the crew over the next like 5 minutes, get the mast in a position where it's not like perfectly attached to where the mast broke. It is instead like created with a splice next to it that rebuilds the mast in a way that they can use it again. It is not a perfect repair, but it is good enough, and it takes like 15 minutes to do this. But as soon as you're confident that your reinforcement will hold the weight of the mast, and you let loose on the ropes, you hear just like sounds of relief coming from the crew on the deck.
Woo! A high five to Spring.
Sure. Good team. Okay. Now you're paying us?
Okay.
Nice at the rudder, but
Yep.
then we're happy to pay you for what we've got already, but we need the rudder to move as well.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I can try to knock that out.
This is going to be strength-based.
Oh, hey, Renata?
Spring
Think
is
you can-
happy to. Spring is happy.
That's
Oh,
true. Spring's strong too.
Ma'am, yeah,
Yes,
don't. Listen, one of you ladies, please.
Ma'ams?
You
I'm
can
just
go
here
for it,
to look
Renata.
pretty.
I can help you.
Oh, okay.
What did you kick it?
So, in order to get the rudder unseized, there's two ways that you can go about this. One is you can get into where the rudder is mounted and find the problem, or you can try and manipulate the outside of the rudder to overpower whatever it is that is seizing it.
How do we access the rudder?
So the rudder is over the stern of the ship. You're looking over it, and you see that the rudder is submerged in the ocean, as it normally is. But you see that the ropes that tie the rudder to the helm and the actual mechanism that turns it, one of the ropes is completely slack and the other one is firm. And it looks like no matter how the helm is turned, the rudder cannot actually shift. So you can't physically see the rudder without going underwater, but you can see the mechanism that controls it is jammed up above the water's level.
Okay.
So
But it's
it's
exterior
all
to the ship.
exterior. There's no internal
Correct.
elements of it.
No, they're not inviting you below deck, babe. I know.
I see.
Well, is one like is one
Uh-huh.
intelligence versus strength, or is it all strength?
It's going to be strength either way. So really my question
Okay.
is, how do you guys want to handle it? And we're going to determine what happens from there.
Whichever
about
does
the
the least damage.
Spring's gonna turn to Renata and say, like, I got the cloak, I can swim underneath.
That's true.
do
Why
you
don't
want
you
to
do it? You're strong and you can
Yeah.
be underwater without help.
I can swim. Do you want to keep watch above?
That's a
I'm-
good idea.
Make sure nothing takes me down and like last time.
Mhm.
And actually, how about you tie me off this time?
That's a good idea too. You
Current,
get pulled.
current strong.
We'll
While
tie
this
her
is
off before
happening-
she goes down below.
Everyone on the other ship, what are you guys doing? Just watching?
Just-
like a hawk.
I'm watching like a hawk. I'm not even watching our people. I just keep going to their faces, looking for anything that might betray something is amiss.
Okay.
Something is amiss, bro.
All
I
right.
don't know how to convey it.
Roll an insight check. The distance and the tension of the situation, Aaron, just makes it really hard to focus on one person and like keep track of like what they're doing, what their face is like, the emotions, the train of it. You're losing track of them as you're switching from crew member to crew member. Spring, you.
Yes.
What'd you say, Aaron?
I was gonna say Aaron would also probably just yell out something stupid to lower the tension, like tell him to bring us back some mangoes and a timepiece. For that
Guy chuckles.
Before you switch to Spring,
Yeah.
after they're getting prepared for her to go down, Renata will look at both of them and say, I need to talk to the other two for a second. She looks at Guy, can you watch Spring while she's down there? And I'll be right back.
I'm sorry, you need to what?
I need to talk to them.
Why?
How close is the other crew?
They're pretty close. Like they're like the captain's like 10 feet away, watching as Spring is getting ready to go in. The deckhands are in another like 10 feet
I forgot
away.
one of the tools, Guy.
Oh, okay, yeah, so I'll watch her, and then nobody will be watching my back while you go. Yeah, okay, cool.
Well, maybe just don't go down. I just really need to get this tool.
Yeah, okay. You do what you gotta do.
She crouches and springs.
Roll athletics. Roll athletics.
Oh, not amazing.
A 13.
Okay, so this is the
If I think I'm faltering, I'll push it.
water witch is higher than the driftling is. So you like leap up and Arya and Aaron, you watch as Renata like leaps, and you can immediately tell she's a little short, and she's just gonna poof, like upper body like slams over the rail.
Help!
I rush over to pull her up.
She doesn't weigh very much.
Arya watches.
Her armor, right?
Oh, I miscalculated that.
Okay, that was
Why didn't
Aaron,
it looked
It's
cool
just-
though.
it's
Looked cool.
cool.
Yeah, what's up?
there's something going on in that other ship.
Cool.
There's like weird tapping below deck, and one of the crew members noticed it and went down, and I think they might have a captive.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
So can you do that persuadey thing, or Arya, do you have something where we can, I don't know, maybe come over so I don't know, sneak down there and see
Unless
what's going
they're-
on?
I
Because
could
feel
shoot
added.
the captain.
No,
But unless-
no.
She makes
How
a
is that
good
your
point.
first?
She makes a good
But
point.
no.
We
That's
could
just
shoot the
thing. I don't
captain.
know if there's actually. I don't know if there's actually.
Ooh, that's
A
right.
captive?
If we kill him and he doesn't have a captive, that would be bad.
Yeah,
if you
that's.
don't-
I'm just. This is an assumption.
While Spring is
So-
just bloop bloop bloop.
Yep, gotta go underneath the water.
But so if you
Okay, I have an
you-
idea. I have an idea. Sorry, Eric, go ahead.
If you don't know, and we don't know,
I can sort of ask.
I could come back with
I
you
mean-
and ask.
Calciax. What?
Oh wait,
Or
you
we
mean
could-
ask Kelsiax?
Yes.
does he care?
Oh, I
about
thought you meant
captives?
He's a good person.
Okay. Ask your god if there's a captive.
Hold on. Let me read this real quick. Next result to a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. You're gonna cast augury. That's the only one she has right
You
now.
cast augury. Okay. You use a spell slot and you cast augury. What do you do?
Yeah,
What do you-
she's gonna. I've decided that the things that she reads are like little rubies. She just because they look like blood droplets, and she just throws them on the deck. And she's going to ask, if we subdue that captain and crew, will that be a good thing or bad thing?
Will that be a good or a bad
It's the
thing?
Complicated thing of
I
I was gonna
Oh.
ask the guy for a mango.
Oh my god, wheel and woe.
I was gonna ask the guy for a mango from below deck.
You receive an
Instead,
omen from
we're
an
praying to a
universal
god
sweet
with an
person.
obscure question.
Okay, so your question was, if we subdue that captain
Oh,
and the
God.
crew, will that be a good thing or a bad thing?
I can't phrase it like, do they have a captive?
But you
Like,
understand, augury gives you an
Uh-huh.
answer based on the course of action you're about to take. And the you are looking from the perceptions of the god. So if you
Uh-huh.
ask it, will it be good or bad? You can't get an answer.
Help me, guys. I'm dumb. How do I phrase this better?
Is it
You
good
should-
if Arya shoots the captain?
I think isn't it about like you get advice on
Will
the action you're about to take?
Oh, we're not
Uh-huh.
there.
Will it
I mean,
be an
this is
act,
over the table. Help me.
will it
No,
be
I know.
an
I'm
act
saying
of freedom? Will it be an act of, will it support someone else's freedom
Okay.
to
Subdue the crew. And I'm saying subdue, not kill.
Oh,
Okay. If you make that distinction.
Please.
Are you gonna
Well, that's what
subdue them
she's-
with arrows and bad from
it could be.
I could
So
assume-
that's
I
how
could
she asks
assume
the
do-
question when she casts
We-
augury.
we could like team cast a blast on an arrow and just like maybe
Will it
sever
be
a
yeah,
head
you could
from
beneficial?
do
the-
non-lethal eldritch.
No, I'm lethal. It's lethal.
You can't non-lethal spell.
Spring is currently swimming and fixing a ship. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm watching
wait
you,
until
so you
you
get
get
cast
out.
the rubies.
What is the question you ask in augury?
How did you say it?
Will it support another being's freedom to subdue the captain and the crew?
That.
Okay, you ask that question.
Wheel good. Whoa. I'm taking will as yes and whoa is no. Is how I'm taking it.
So there are 6 rubies. 5 of them show as wheel, and 1 shows as woe.
So
I mean, he
Oh,
could
she
just
looks
be
at
a
both of them.
bad person.
yeah, but it says
She
that
look
it
a
will
little-
support someone's freedom if we do it.
Okay.
But it
Can-
could be
Why
a
would
murderer's
captive just be
freedom.
gently knocking? This is my question.
Because
Why would a captive
don't
that wants
wanna-
freedom just be down there like communicating through Morse code with the fucking crew?
trying to get our attention.
Why?
They could be tied up. They could be tied up and be like, "Help me, please."
We don't. Yeah, that's maybe the only thing they can
Why
do.
would
We
the
don't
crew
know.
help? Okay.
They would go down there and beat him into silence or something.
Yeah,
I don't
that's what
know.
I'm saying.
I
The
don't
crew went
know.
down there.
Oh,
Just. Okay. Well,
okay,
I'm
what
gonna
did your dad say?
We should all go
Can we
over
fix
there.
the rudder? Can we just fix the
I'm
rudder?
not going over there.
Okay, let's go back. I'm gonna go. Arya, can I go? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go over with them and talk to the captain.
I'm not your
How are you going to go over? We have the dinghy.
I can
I'll
jump with
swim.
Renata
I'm
can
just
carry
saying.
You can definitely swim. That will help the situation. Totally.
you.
8 dragon turtles just.
Have Renata
No,
piggyback
I can
you.
jump. You can get on my back. You can
Nice.
jump on my
Hey,
back.
No. You know
Okay,
that's
yeah,
a bad idea, Renata.
What?
You could throw him, but
I
you
can
can't
throw
jump
you.
with him.
Okay, I'll throw him.
Okay,
I'll be thrown.
Renata.
I'm so glad,
Tie me off!
Rise, that you are of the same spirit to me.
Renata, you think you're going to have to push yourself.
I'm gonna do it.
Roll a con save.
God, I tied off. I'm tied off to the.
In case
the
you don't
ship.
make it.
Yeah.
This is so smart, guys. I say to myself for my 21! Natural 20.
Renata,
Whew.
you pick up Aaron and you wind
Like
up
a baby.
getting ready to throw him. And you feel yourself like wind up. And as you're aware, you're going to have to push it. What does it look like when Renata's muscles strain themselves? What does that look like when you bypass the curse?
I think she usually tries to keep the marred part of her face like hidden, but even then, like with hair or what have you, keeping her head down. But when she pushes it, like it's all like the muscles that are visible from her plate armor just kind of like strain in a really unnatural way, and like the black veins that can be seen just kind of like grow thicker and they pulse. And her like green eye goes bright.
Aaron, that's what you see before you are hurled. Harder than you've ever been pushed. You literally feel your body be thrown and it catches you by surprise. As she throws the center of your body mass and you feel your legs and arms get whiplashed behind you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you're thrown 20 feet.
Guy just looks over. He's like, "Why is he throwing Aaron?"
I guess he was the tool she needed to get.
Yep, it's a real tool.
Okay, Aaron.
Oh, good roll.
You managed.
Stick the landing.
You managed to tuck and roll as your feet hit the deck, and you don't hurt yourself. Renata, you take 5 points of damage from the strain, but you're okay. Aaron, you land unceremoniously, but with that dexterity save, you managed to roll right back up onto your feet, like an acrobat.
Hell yeah.
What was that all about?
That was a great throw, Renata! So, long story short, last time I tried to swim, I sank to the bottom of the ocean. There was a dragon turtle. Long story.
Oh, so
But
that wee
not
lass
worth it.
throwing you 20 feet
Water
is
me
safer. Right, okay, and if her aim was bad, what would happen then?
But it wasn't.
I was tied off with the rope, you see.
You're the strangest mercenaries I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I came over because, did you say you have mangoes? I really want a mango.
She, like,
What the fuck?
looks confused as hell. You came over
It's very on brand for what I did.
via the arm.
And I'm just looking at him completely deadpan, like, I really want a mango.
I'm not giving you a mango.
What? We're fixing your ship and I can't
It's
have a
all
mango,
sealed
your
up. I'm
friend?
not giving you a mango. I'm not breaking the crate and ruining the freight.
Bring on this crate.
Ruining the freight for one mango?
Aye, we'd have to break the crate open, and I'm not breaking the seal for the likes of you. I offer you promise gold.
What if we want a crate of mangoes then? Is our fee?
Oh, 500 gold pieces.
I got 500 gold pieces.
All right. Well, if you'd like, maybe get
Why
that
don't you
wee
go get
lass
me a
over
crate
here
of mangoes?
to haul the crate up out of the hold, and we'll send it to your ship.
Yeah, she'll jump over.
Aria, what are you
just to
trying to
check,
say?
Swear to God.
Hold
We're
on,
gonna
Spring.
pull up
Hold on.
mangoes.
No,
and-
never mind.
Okay.
It's
Okay, so in this moment, Spring, you are underwater. Guy is like on
Okay,
the
so-
stern looking down at you. Spring, as you go down,
So she does not hear that they are.
No, you don't hear any of
Arguing
this.
about mangoes.
You're below the surface of the water and you're investigating the rudder. I need you to roll me an investigation check.
Okay. Hell yeah, 24.
Yeah, you get below the surface of the water and you're looking at the stern of the ship, and you see that below the rudder on the left-hand side, the port side of the ship, the stern has been damaged by a cannonball. There is a hole entering the superstructure on the left-hand side that has forced the wood out and up against the rudder. The rudder itself is being pushed forcibly up against the side of the ship, like full flat, as if it's turning all the way to the left. And it's because the wood has been bent out by a cannonball pushing through the superstructure.
Cannonball?
Wait,
Cannonball.
like a cannon pushing from the inside?
You
From the
see,
inside?
no. So the superstructure on the back of the ship,
Okay, because that would.
it's not going through the hull. It's like just the wooden support structure that keeps the rudder in place. A cannonball is bending it outward, keeping the rudder bent incorrectly. And it cannot move.
Some highly
like-
advanced monsters.
Does it look like but there's not like a hole in the ship? Does it look like
The ship's
does it look
not
like the
leaking.
cannonball was like wedged?
No, okay,
But
so
so it was wedged there. It wasn't like
the cannonball, there's no longer a cannonball there. The hole created by the cannonball that clearly passed through here, you see the shape of a cannonball
got it. Okay.
blowing this wood out, has
Okay, got it.
jammed the rudder over.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so
Those
it's
some
damage
super
from
advanced monsters.
a fight. But they didn't say that
Yeah.
there was a fight. They said that there were monsters. Why would monsters?
Uh-huh. Exactly.
That's
Mhm.
weird.
They said they were the
Weird.
marrow who do have casters, so
They
They
have
have
casters,
casters,
but do
but-
they cast cannonballs?
Does this look like a catapult?
Cannonball.
No, the velocity at which this projectile passed through the superstructure of the wood, you believe, was from a naval cannon.
Weird.
I mean, is it?
I mean, they told us marrow,
Yeah,
and that.
but they also told us that they weren't telling us the truth. I don't understand.
Yeah, I think
She said-
she thinks.
Mind your business.
Yeah, she thinks. That,
I've never
she
minded
thinks
my own
that's-
business.
Yeah, she thinks that's weird.
It is
And
weird, yes, I will
wants
agree.
to put
Yeah, it definitely doesn't
to
match
put
up.
together the mystery. Does she have a sense of how to fix it?
So, with the damage, like the superstructure that was punched through by the cannonball, you're going to have to remove a lot of it, which might make the rudder fall off. So you might have to reattach the rudder in a different way after you remove the damaged piece of the hull.
Okay,
It's going to
I
take
shall
time.
do that then.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll.
I have my hood. I can breathe underwater, and I have a swim speed of 60 feet.
Okay. So the first part is you're going to have to remove all of this broken, damaged wood, and it's going to take time. So please roll me woodworking.
Sure.
Gonna take some time.
You all suddenly begin to, like those of you who are on the deck, so Guy and Aaron now, and maybe Renata, I don't know if you've jumped back or not yet.
Yeah, she's springing over. Yep.
Suddenly you hear, like you feel this vibration of what you assume is probably Spring sawing on the back of the boat.
18.
Yeah, you're making good progress, but there's a lot of wood. It's
Yep.
It's a big piece of hull that you have to cut away. So, meanwhile, Arya, you're
Meanwhile.
witnessing Aaron have an argument about mangoes
Nonsense.
as Renata, I assume, jumps back over.
Yeah, Arya is like holding an action for Spring to be back. She's not doing anything while they're down a person. So.
Okay. Guy, what are you doing while you hear this going on?
I guess I'm watching Spring so that she doesn't get sucked under or something.
Okay. You just see Spring is currently like sawing at a piece of wood. You don't really know what's happening. You can't see it from here. But behind you, you hear Aaron and Captain Enola arguing about mangoes. Aaron, what does that sound like, I guess?
Yep.
Exactly. Well, the dialogue we had, just straight up back and forth. Me saying I want a mango, him saying no, and me just pursuing this mango. I'm doing it like a friendly way, though. I'm not like trying to be forceful with it. Like I'm just. It's more like outrage. Like, why? We're fixing your ship and you won't give me a mango.
I don't have a spare one, or I would. That would be a nothing, but I don't have one. All we are eating is hardtack and ration. Fresh fruit is sealed away for obvious reasons.
Does she look at all rattled as I'm talking more about these quote unquote mangoes?
No.
That are.
You can roll an insight if you want, but at a glance, no.
But no.
All right, well, I'll try to. I guess I'll try. Why not? That's not gonna do it.
No, she does not seem rattled.
Weren't you gonna buy one for 500 gold? Buy a crate?
Yeah, buy a crate.
Isn't that
that'll
why
get us
Renata
downstairs.
jumped back over here?
I thought you
Oh,
were
we come
involved
back
in this,
anyways.
Frog.
I mean, I'm right here.
Yeah, guy's like 20 feet away from
I
this
thought we had a
conversation.
plan. And then you came cannonballing over here yelling about a crate of mangoes. So I am involved.
Thank you, Guy, for reminding me. I'm just like the most wide-eyed about the 500 gold mangoes. Yes, yes,
got
I
you.
would like to buy a crate of mangoes for 500 gold.
The captain like looks at you.
This is the session of ridiculous purposes.
It sure is. The
That's
captain looks at
500 of
you.
his gold, by the way.
Let's
the
see
money
it
that
then.
for the
Not
ship
party
is
buns.
for us.
That crate's not leaving the hold until I see 500 gold pieces. Or
I
50
pull
platinum.
500 gold pieces out. I have over 500 gold on me, so
Thank
You-
God,
I'll pull
'cause I have
500
no
out.
money.
She sees it.
Stop bluffing.
Mako! Load up the crane!
God damn it.
I could get it.
Last.
Yeah, she could get it.
I
You-
can get it. No need for that.
You're telling me you can pick up an 800-pound crate of mangoes?
She just
Well,
threw
let
me
me see my
20
quick-
feet.
I could push it.
Let's let the crane do its job if you're really buying a crate of mangoes. And you see the crane that's still functioning. It's a small crane, literally just like a winch with a wood arm that reaches out over the center of the hold. A wooden hook
cool.
a wooden mounted iron hook begins to lower into the hold doors. The cargo hold opens up. You guys, you
Can I
see,
look down the hold?
yeah, roll perception. You see, there's lots of crates.
I didn't know you liked mangoes that much, Aaron.
Man sure has a taste for them.
Yeah.
He hasn't handed them over yet. 17.
Really like mangoes.
This character's he's gonna die on this hill. All right.
Putting them in our bellies.
You see,
I don't
None
know.
of us are getting scurvy.
Listen, I'm working off the part of the plan I heard, which was Aaron
not
flew 30 feet through the air because he really wanted a crate of mangoes. That's all I've heard. And there's nothing. There was no indication. Renata wasn't like, I heard, you know.
Talk.
Well, this is what you get.
The plan.
What's in the hole? Echo?
Yeah, the plan was to buy mangoes. I heard.
in this moment, Renata, You see that crew member that
Oh,
you
God.
saw go down below deck. He suddenly like appears from, like, you're looking down in the cargo hold. You realize that there are crates that you cannot see from looking into this gap, and he suddenly appears, like, coming around the crates, and he like reaches up, grabbing the hook and attaching it to one of the crates.
Does he look sus?
Roll insight.
Does he look like he was doing something wrong?
Yeah,
24.
you should attack him.
He
Should subdue
absolutely.
him immediately.
He looks like he just finished doing something that he's anxious about. His face is flush. He's like moving quickly. He definitely, like, you almost catch like a shake in his hands as he's putting the hook into the loops at the top of the crate.
Oh.
Renata looks at Aaron and kind of like nods emphatically because he's the only one who knows anything about what she's thinking.
Okay, here's the problem. What is the nod? Nodding that yes, there's
He's like,
mangoes, or nodding that
That's
yes,
up
there's
to you,
thing?
bro. You decide.
Oh shit! This is bad. This is
Roll
so
insight, Aaron.
hard. I'm rolling it.
Roll
Arya's gonna call out to the captain from her ship as she sees the nodding.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna call out in Thieves' Cant. Ask first, like, just doing a quick Thieves check to see if she understands Thieves' Cant.
The captain, like, looks at you, Arya. So what basically Arya says is something like sandwich and guffin or something like that. Just a phrase that means nothing to any of you. Except to the captain, who looks back at her, says something like, mayo and mustard, please, which means familiar territory to you, Arya.
Oh, that's so smart.
And then she's gonna take a moment. She's gonna look towards Guy and look towards where, Spring is, like, down in the water. She's gonna
You're gonna
sigh
do
a
the
little
sickest
bit because
thing.
we've committed to buying 800 pounds of mango. And then she's gonna call back in Thieves' Cant. You holding a prisoner?
Ooh.
Roll a persuasion.
Ooh. Ooh.
You got this. Channel me.
Oh god, do you have any inspiration?
Oh, can I? Yeah.
I'd give you one if I had one. I
inspiration.
do not have one.
I have a bunch. I'm gonna burn out inspiration to reroll. my
You could always push it. Just remember that.
persuasion.
Come on.
14's not
Better.
bad.
All right, let's push it.
You
Can I push it
God.
if I do the inspiration?
Do it.
Oh yeah.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. I'm so here for that.
Fuck! Oh no.
Hey, hell
I
yeah.
respect you so much for trying, though. I think we might be fighting these people.
Yep.
As you ask this question, and the captain, like, as this crate,
Look, you don't
this
have to spend your money on the
800-pound
mangoes.
crate of mangoes is, like, suspended above the hold.
Upward.
The captain looks at you, Arya, gives a sigh. And as she flips the wheel that controls the crane, sending the crate reeling over the deck, that is where we're going to stop tonight's session.
Oh, man.
Look, I
Mangoes
just
and
saved you
madness.
500 gold. Aaron.
Yep, she did.
I want y'all to know that if you didn't do that, I was gonna buy. I was committed. I was
We
going
would have
down
to figure out where to
500
put
I
gold.
need you guys. That is a crate of mangoes, okay? Like, that is an 800-pound crate of mangoes.
Yep.
That is now swinging over the deck
I
at Renata and Aaron. So here
Aw.
we go. That is where we will call tonight's
guys.
session.
Swinging
Goodness
Okay.
gracious.
You're tied off still, buddy.
Please sawing down below deck.
Spring is like
Mhm.
just doing her fucking job. Spring are like,
Gonna
why
be
are you
the-
fighting them?
She's gonna get up there. It'll be
just
like
so
the
you know-
pizza emoji, the pizza and
The
everything's on
pizza
fire.
guy from Community. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Just so you know, Spring, I tried to wait. Like, I tried to have
I
Arya
know.
wait, and
I
she's
really,
like,
You
I
really
did.
held it to the last moment.
You
I
really
was like,
did.
we're gonna end up with mangoes on this ship. I need to do something.
No, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get knocked into the water by mangoes and sink to the fucking
No,
bottom again. Is what's
You're
gonna happen.
tied off still. You didn't untie yourself.
Yeah, you got tied yourself off.
So I've been
You're still
doing this whole
tied to the other
negotiation
ship.
with a rope tied around me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about mangoes
Yeah.
No.
with like a rope dangling from my waist.
It's fine. He'll get spattered by a crate of mangoes and then just chum the waters.
I'll
for
protect him.
all sorts of fish. Good luck.
Oh,
Chum
man.
the waters.
As we get to the end of the session, I want to thank you all for playing with me. What a weird session.
Woo.
As we get to the end, I want to give our players an opportunity to vote on a moment that they quite liked coming from one of their other players. So we're going to start at the top of the order. Emily, who did something that you liked?
Man, it was so many good moments in the session. I think I gotta give it to Meg though, because talking to this person in Thieves' Camp was so fucking
It was smart.
smart.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
that was really
think
cool.
That was a
about
really,
that.
that was like a badass move, and I understand that it didn't work and that's disappointing, but like it was such a clever way of like using the shit that you have in your character, and I love it and I respect it. And I am sorry that Spring was not there to see how fucking badass that was.
Okay,
Dumbass
so
when they're like Bunwick and sliders.
Jim gets the first vote. Meg.
Hi. Mine. This is not reciprocal. It was always going to be Spring, because I just enjoyed Spring's like utter misunderstanding of Psychophantom. She tried
a
to
terrible
overpay
business
him
model.
consistently. She hated his business.
She's like, you have to respect yourself as an artisan.
And then I felt like there was a moment of connection where they were both just like, yeah, this guy. This guy.
Oh, no, you're
for
cutting out.
Arya and Spring.
What the hell with this guy?
Oh, sorry. This
Fucking
guy-
Lynch,
this
how do you
guy.
All right.
So Spring.
Spring. Got it. Okay, Hellfrog.
I'm also voting for Spring because of when she had the earmuffs on. Everyone, I was like, and I could cast enhance ability on you too. Hey, Spring. Hey, and Spring was like, oh, and I got an enhance ability today. It was hilarious.
It crushed Renata. She was like, oh, she's ignoring me.
Aw. It was hysterical. I'm sorry. I laughed so hard.
It was
Okay.
so funny.
You also laughed so hard.
I did. I was weeping.
Okay. Pen.
That was good.
Who did something you liked?
Me. I laughed a lot for most of this, but the one thing that took me out was just the visual of Renata throwing Aaron, him tucking and rolling to stick his landing, popping right back up and saying, so you said something about mango. Like from everybody else on the ship who's not keyed into like what's going on. Renata was like, I gotta go. And she like basically like told him about the mangoes, and he was so enthused that he was like, throw me. I need to be over there right now.
Yeah, he didn't yell about the
D&D.
mangoes. And then all Guy knew was he came flying over, he's like, give me the mangoes. I was like, okay.
I didn't believe they had real mangoes. I thought there was people.
I mean, there could still be people, but they also have mangoes.
Which is disappointing.
What?
Oh,
Okay. Rise. Who did something that you liked?
Everybody's answer's been great, but as a person who is an innate chaos goblin, throwing another human being like a football is getting my vote. Like that, the zero hesitation with "I'll throw you" was like it
I
spoke
appreciate
to
your
my
zero
very
hesitation
being,
to be thrown.
my very soul.
Okay. The votes are in.
So it is going to Pen.
Gotcha. Emily, you've earned the point of inspiration as voted by players tonight. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you all for playing with me tonight. It was a very interesting session. We had lots of nonsense.
Whew.
To those of you who are at home or at work watching, hi Penn, hi class, hi Emily, hi everybody else. We love you all, and I wish you a good night.